Yo, what's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Saeed TV. And I didn't go anywhere. I'm back in Manchester. Um, yeah. Yeah, man. We're here. We're back, man. We're gonna dissect this all. It's been a long day, it's been a long weekend. But we must talk about it, man. We can't hide away like the players did. We got man like Ash, we got Adam, and we got Flawless in the building. I'm not gonna say how are you guys, but how are you like in terms of your lives? Are you all good in your own personal life? Forget United. Are you know personal life's good?
Yeah, alhamdulillah, it's busy, but that's good. So can't complain, man. Can't
Yeah,
complain.
easy. Warm water, roof on your head. Do you know what I mean? You're good, aren't you? So, life's good. Just wish United were better. That's it. I mean, painful week in, week out.
Yeah. Big up to Flawless as well. If he's watching as well, big up to him each and every time. Where do we start, man? Like, do we start from just saying that we're 15th, 13th? No, we're 15th. Do we start from the fact that we had chances today and we're just not doing anything with it? Shall we start from the fact that it's looking peak for Amorim, and I don't really have an answer right now? If you have your feeling, I'm not really gonna I'm not even gonna challenge you right now. Honestly, everyone just get what you want off your chest. It's that sort of time now, guys, where if you want Amorim out, cool. If you want Amorim in, cool. If you want to do this, cool. I swear down, I don't think there's an answer for United. If you were to tell me, sum up my United, I don't know if I can tell you. Generally, like, I don't know what to feel. I don't know what to kind of say. People are talking to me in the airport about United. I'm like, please, brother, brother, I'm being serious. United, don't talk to me.
Yeah.
Anything else? If you want to know about aftershaves, if you want to know about, what's going on tomorrow, the news, politics, I'll talk to you about that. But United, brother, leave me alone. Like, I swear down, man. Like, Tottenham were not even that great today. That's the saddest thing about that. Tottenham were not that great today, but we weren't. It's almost as if, today, well, you know what I'll say in Big Six, right? I was like, yo, just get this game over and done with because I don't think United can score. So I'm not saying I was hoping that Tottenham would score here, but I was almost like, yo, man, Tottenham, if you're going to do something, just get it over and done with because I don't think we're scoring today. That's how I felt. Right now, FA Cup, Europa League, bro, it's done, guys. Nothing ain't happening this season, but it feels like it's a long time away. Bro, guys, mate, how long we got till the end of the season, man? Is it 4 months? 3 months?
3 months.
It's too long, man.
March, April, May. Yeah.
I need to skim. On FIFA, you do skim. I need to skim the season, man. Forget it ever happened. I need it wiped out. Wiped out. I don't want to remember this season. You know how in what's it called, Men in Black? I want that. Erases everything. I don't know what happened. You get me? Sorry. Sim. I think something. I've lost my head. Ash, take away, man. Take away, please.
It's tough, isn't it? You look at that bench. I heard a stat. Like the whole bench has accumulated something like 321 games, and all of that was Lindelof. Like the majority was Lindelof plus one appearance from Heaven and for Arsenal. Just painful, man. Seeing that team out there, and that's the team that's going to go to Everton, got to go to Goodison next week, and like you're looking at that game, and that game is just going to be painful. Having said that, though, today we had chances, we had opportunities. Højlund went through, Garnacho went through. I don't feel like we're horrendous today. Onan at the back, frustrating. For me, it's the same issues again. And I know people don't like me saying it, but for me, it's Maguire at the back. I know you're looking at across the field, but it's those spaces, those gaps in the midfield. Those gaps in the midfield are created because the defence is having to sit a little bit deeper. Mazraoui can't push himself into midfield, which he would do with Casemiro and with next to Casemiro and let Bruno go and press a little bit more. None of that. They're not able to do that because Maguire at the back he just sits. He's so negative, and he's so prepared to just drop deep. And Delo, speak about Delo. I mean, horrendous footballer. We've seen him right inside this time. And, I'm frustrated, man. I don't know where do you start? Where do you begin? There's too much to speak about, Saeed. Do you know what I mean? You know, it's I don't know. I'm frustrated, man. It's
you know, yeah, it's difficult to kind of it's difficult to kind of maybe analyze like certain situations, but it feels like you have to do it in totality, man. Like I'm more blaming the attack today, bro. I'll be real with you, man. You know what I mean? There's certain man like Bruno Fernandes, shocking today. Did one pass to Garnacho. But I just think for myself, like, the attack was horrendous. You know, we just don't have any ideas. And it's like, you have Cheeto on the bench, which I have to call the manager out here, man. Cheeto's on the bench, yeah. Bro, with 3 minutes to go, like, you're going to bring him. What's he going to do in 3 minutes? I didn't get that, firstly, for me. Garnacho and Hoyland should have came off earlier. Go and play the kids. I know it sounds crazy, and I'm not expecting anything, but give them opportunities like Ange gave Odegaard, and Mickey Moore and them, man. They will get opportunities. You know what I mean? Under their manager. Just play them.
It's not crazy, Zaid. What are you saying, it's fun. It's not crazy.
Ain't it, though? I'm not lying,
to
though.
say, no, you're not in terms of to give them an opportunity, and it's not because they're good enough. We're not saying they are the answer. Like, most youngsters don't make it out of Manchester United. That's just the cold hard facts. However, it's how bad the senior players are playing. Why not play? Cheeto could do no worse than Hoyland today, for example. He can play. I keep stating this just as bad. I don't know the rest of them youngsters. One of them is an attacking midfielder. Play him over Garnacho. I guarantee you, a youngster on the bench buries that chance that he put over the bar.
Bro,
I say
man.
that much. I think they buried that opportunity. I don't know how he did
miss the goal, bro.
Yes. Man, he didn't hit the goalkeeper. He didn't even strike the bar. He didn't strike the defender who was trying to block it. I can't remember who. He's literally put it in the stands, like high in the stands as well. It's not like it was just like, that's still rising now. That's still going now type of thing. Play the youngsters. I've done said this. And as bad as these players are, I just think most of the blame on today on the manager.
Yeah, you do.
Most the vast majority of it. Because you know what these players are? Hoyland played terrible. Not a surprise. Garnacho played terrible. Not a surprise. Bruno played terrible. Not a surprise. Delo was awful. Not a surprise. That's on you. You know what they bring. None of us are shocked by their performances today. Maybe angry, disappointed, hear all of that. But no one's ever like, I can't believe Garnacho had a bad game today. Can't believe Hoyland was terrible today. This is solely on the manager because them players have shown you what they are. We know they're not very good. How much more do you need to see Hoyland before you go, hey, you know what? Stop playing him. And I understand it's not an ideal situation having all the youngsters on the bench.
With the injuries,
Outside of Lindelof, there was no player who had made a senior appearance for Manchester United. You should not be in that situation, even with the injuries we have. However, we can't postpone the game. Play them players. Do the Van Gaal thing. You know what I'm saying? Van Gaal, big up to Simone as well. Like, Van Gaal did that. He played a whole heap of youngsters that we did not know. Bolsu Mensah, Tyler Blackett, Paddy McNair, Varela, the list goes on. And it actually worked to him to an extent. If he did that, he'd buy himself more time because we'd all be sat here and go, right, look at the players he had to put out. He had to play 4 or 5 youngsters. No one there is going to be, apart from Faz, jumping up and down, saying, why is Delo not playing? Why is Hoyland not starting? I can't believe he dropped Garnacho. None of us would be here saying that. It's like, play Kone. Like, yeah, Kone's. I would have played Kone today. I had it instead of Bruno. Why not? This whole thing, Bruno must play because he's the captain. Why does the captain's armband be a shield for you to play regardless? So that's where I'm at. I firmly blame most of it. As bad as I'm not sticking up for the players. Don't get that misunderstood. So I hate any criticism. I just don't blame them for today because I know what you are. It's like when a liar lies to you and you're mad at yourself, or a thief steals. You know someone's a thief, and you let them in your yard and they take stuff.
Yeah,
that's on you. You know they're a thief, and they have previous, and they show, my TV's gone. What do you expect? What do you expect? Oh, my PS is gone. You know what I'm saying? Man took my console. He has previous, and it's consistent. It's not Amorim's not new no longer here. He's been here however long and had multiple. How many games has he managed now for? It's like 20. Is it 20?
Brother, I
20
don't,
plus?
bro. I don't know
Something
because
like
he
that.
kept losing.
Yeah, we just kept
I-
losing.
I-
But when
Bro,
you
how
add in
many we won, man, under this manager? Seriously,
barely, only like you add in
What?
the Europa League games, it's a lot, and the FA Cup games, it's plenty of games to know. Like so-
brothers, man, this is not normal, man. This is not this. This ain't good, guys. I don't want I'm not here saying Amorim out, but man, them, this ain't good enough.
Shocking.
You can't just keep losing.
Mhm.
You see
Yeah,
what I
but he
mean,
can.
guys? Like,
He has- he
I
has-
just
he-
want, you know what it is? I just don't want people to think it's acceptable to lose, bro. You
It's
can't
not.
just keep
It's not
losing.
acceptable, but you know what it is? It's our reality. Unfortunately, I agree. It's not.
I
Acceptable.
know
And
it is. I
It
know it
shouldn't be
is.
happening. Like that's not what I'm saying. But he's in a terrible situation, and he's making it worse. He's making an awful situation. You're in a worse situation. I hear that, but the reason why I criticize you more, 'cause I expect more. Like just playing certain players and not playing certain players, because he's gonna roll out them players at Everton, and then we're gonna be sat here next week discussing the same thing about how Hoyland played bad and Bruno played bad and Delo played bad, and then
Is
whoever
he thinking
we play
long
after
term
that-
though, Flawless?
Yeah,
Is he
sorry,
thinking?
go on,
Is
say
he
again?
thinking long? Is he thinking long term? Is he thinking? I can't throw these kids under the bus right now. I know these kids are good. Do you know what I mean? I know they'll serve in the long term. I don't want to be putting them in right now. I'll keep these players. These players getting thrown under the bus while I'm putting them out there, because the owners can clearly see they're not good enough. Clearly see they need replacing. This is all. This is the best I can do with this lot, because I don't think any other manager. We saw what was happening under Ten Hag. That wasn't good enough either.
Yeah, maybe
But
to
it
an
brings them-
extent, but it's like I don't think it would be if we were putting in these performances and it was youth players playing. I think I don't only speak for myself. I am much less critical because at least
Yeah.
you're trying to solve the problem. If we put in that same performance and it's 3-4 youth players out there, we look at it and go, our better players are injured than your Amads and Mainos. These men are rubbish because there's a reason we are 13th, now 15th. Cool. Because maybe he is trying to prove a point to the board, but you ain't going to last long term if you get zero
That's
results
actually
short
it.
term.
Mm.
Zero.
That's
And when
it,
I say
you know.
I'm not saying get him gone because it's like, do we trust this board to go and get the next guy? Because if we look at it, let's say they do, let's say Amorim turns out not to be the right guy. You've got it horribly wrong twice, managerial. You've got the Ten Hag thing completely wrong. And then you've gone and got someone out of their job mid-season, gave them next to no
And a new
help, and then they
system.
turn out
Yeah.
to be a dud. It's like, do
Yeah.
I trust? I don't trust them anyway. But do I then trust you to go and get the next? Let's say they sack Amorim and bring in an interim till the end of the season. Do I trust these men to go and get the correct person in the summer?
No,
Hypothetically.
fuck them, man.
And then have we not just recruited Dorgu for a back three? So then say the next manager is a back four manager, is Dorgu now a waste? And we're going to sit here and go, well, Dorgu can't play left back because he's not a left back. Just for example, I'm just using that. So I hear you. Maybe he is. Hopefully it is. I hope for his sake he's doing this for long term, but you have to get short term results.
You have to, man. You know what I'm saying? Big up to everyone locked in, man. 2.1K in the building, man. Big up to Vic said, what are you talking about? Maguire's not the issue. We need to do right back. Maguire was our best defender, and is the manager out of his depth already, said D Trizzy. And Gareth says the manager saw what was happening in the game, and said leave them on the pitch for 90 minutes. At Spurs, put 5 subs on is disgraceful. That was a bit damning, I can't lie. Even though the quality of their subs are better than ours, but you had to change them man there, bro. You know, some players just they rise to the occasion, Adam. You know, this Morehouse, you know what I mean? I don't know. Because the game wasn't like a game where tactically they could get caught out. It was a game where, bro, them man are dead.
Yeah.
Like, you know, they're not that great. You see what I'm gonna say?
Yeah,
The
they
game
were
just needed something different.
100%. You know what? It's not a case of Amorim out for me. Not at all, of course, because it's a very, very difficult situation. But I'm on his case. I can't lie. I'm on his case.
In what sense? Tactically, his ideas, the results. What is it that's you're saying that is affecting you?
Like the short answer would be all of it. But
Yeah.
you need, of course, to consider the factors. Because he said that the transfers, the players leaving, were his decision, so that's fine. So if you tell me, like for example, like Ash suggested that maybe you're trying to protect the players, then you're trying to protect the players and you let those players leave. So if you did not have a plan for the players, the young players, to have minutes, what was your plan really? Did you expect no one to get injured? Like, this is naive. This is the Premier League. Like, come on now. I don't think that's the case. You leave what did he do? That was very, very annoying. The Bruno thing never ever gets subbed or dropped or ever. Like this is some Ten Hag behavior. I'm not having it. And Ole, like Dalot, same thing. I don't think Dalot was that bad today, to be fair. But he was better than what we used to see from him recently because he played on the right. So I don't know if he wasn't that bad or it was just better than because of the comparison to the left. But that was terrible. People are on Casemiro's case, and you know I'm not Casemiro's biggest fan, Saeed. I was against him signing in the first place. I was against the signing of Casemiro, and I said nothing would change in regards to covering the midfield and this and that and playing with the ball. But the fact that he has not played Casemiro more, I think it's an absolute disgrace. Because today, that Spurs team was poor, but we looked a bit better somehow, even though it was a dreadful performance, because we have someone with responsibility and a positioning that is good, because that's Casemiro's strength. I thought Casemiro had a very, very tough game because that guy next to him, like every time I watch someone on the telly, I see Bruno. Casemiro gets the ball, I see Bruno. Dalot gets the ball, I see Bruno. There were two Brunos in that team playing, and the midfield is empty. I need someone to work it out for me, because
you know why, Adam? Mazraoui's got to step in. That's what happens. Maguire steps up a little bit with De Ligt. They turn into a back four, and then Mazraoui steps in. But Mazraoui can't step in because he's constantly having to look out for the counter-attack, because you see how deep Maguire drops. So that's why Casemiro's completely alone, because Bruno's got that free roll in the midfield to the right-hand side. He's kind of allowed that little bit of, freedom. But Mazraoui's got to step in there, but he can't. He's just nervous too, because he knows the guy next to him. As soon as Spurs win the ball, you saw it toward the end of the game. Do you see it toward the end of the game where Spurs were on the counter-attack and Mazraoui was pushing up a little bit more, and the amount of times where Maguire was left with yards of space behind him?
He had to come out.
He dropped so deep, and he drops a line deep, which creates so much gap in between. The team's got to be compact.
Now, you know what? I'm seeing comments in the chat saying, I can't lie. I'm not backing down on the Casemiro thing. People say Casemiro was poor and this and that. Casemiro wasn't the best. But if we had played Casemiro and Ugarte more often this season in the middle of the park, we would score more goals and concede less, and it would be easier to teach and to coach the team. We would have more options.
He was by himself there today. Sorry to cut you off, Adam. He was by himself today in midfield.
He was by himself.
Casemiro, he's by himself. He's back. It's like he's back to single pivot days. He's by himself.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
I keep saying it. Casemiro is not necessarily my type of player. This is not. I was against the signing in the first place. Like, you won't see me like fully going in favor of Casemiro. But today, people saying the midfield was empty and run through because Casemiro lost his legs, and then it was like before that it was Kobe Mainoo is not athletic enough, and then McTominay is hiding, and Fred is too weak, and Pogba is lazy. I don't know if you guys see a pattern, but anyone who plays next to Bruno in the midfield gets blamed for some reason. That's
why I said with Bruno, Adam. Sorry to cut you off. With Bruno, I said this is a big summer ahead in terms of finding out that, he just isn't going to fit the system, because you're shoehorning him into that role, or you're going to play him in the 10 role. If he's not playing in either, he gets dropped then, surely, doesn't he? You know what I mean?
I think we need to find a solution for Bruno.
I think he won't. Listen, if it doesn't work, then I don't know, man. Right now, it looks like Bruno's going to survive more than Amorim. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, it's always a manager that gets sacked.
But I think we need to work out like an emergency plan for Bruno. Write a letter to the ownership or something, but get rid of the brother. I can't have him.
And they just gave him a new deal.
Exactly. Garnacho, we refused 50 million for Garnacho. You're having a laugh.
Yeah.
And he priced himself out as well. He priced himself out. He asked for too high wages, Garnacho. Look at what we do to young players. We gas them to the point where they believe they can go to a side like Napoli and ask for wages that are unreasonable. And that is the fault of the fans. Garnacho thought he could do that because we gassed him up. He's just grown too big for his boots, man.
The thing is with me as well, the five at the back also, like sometimes I just think it's like push out a little bit more. You don't have to stay defensive, you know what I mean? But obviously with Maguire and De Ligt, they're not the quickest. So that's why he's had to, maybe adjust in that area. But I just think for me, even when we're not playing, when we got options as well, it's like, it's too passive, man. Like, you're not having a team that's going to stretch you. Like, Tottenham never really stretched us today, did they? They tried to play inside. They tried to play central. I just think Amra's got a bit more. You've got nothing to lose right now. At this stage right now, you're losing regardless, by the way. You've literally just go out there and just be attacking. Be a bit more braver. That's all I'm asking you. Because I felt like for me, there was a lot of times today where bit defensive, bit thing. Even though we created more opportunities, it felt like for me, yo, go and seize the initiative. They're trying to waste time. They're trying to do all of this. I didn't like it, man. But again, it's the results, guys, that's worrying me the most. Is that
players are not good enough, and we get the wrong players. Or like, if we kept the players the fans thought were shit and sold the players the fans thought were good, we'd be in a much better place. Like, if you want to pick a good side, just look at who are the favorites and pick the others.
But by the way, the goal today, guys.
Okay, my head
Who do you think was blamed for the goal? Because a lot of people are saying it's a keeper, but I blame the line, the back line being not together. Dalot obviously as well. I think Dorgo as well might have been a little bit. But who do you blame? Because a lot of people are blaming Onana. Is it Onana's fault?
Yeah. If you have you watched it back, Saeed?
You know what? I watched it back, but he's parried it across, right?
Yeah, that's
like,
because I was with you.
But then I'm like,
the reason why I asked that is because Eddie and YG who was on my watch along with said the same thing to me as soon as it happened, and I was with you. I was like, I'm not sure about that. But if you go watch it back, Bergvall doesn't catch the shot clean, and he pushes it back out into the mixer rather than to the side or around the post. Is Onana solely to blame? No. Is he blameless? Also no. I think he should do better. De Ligt don't follow in Maddison either. You have to follow him. De Ligt doesn't follow in Maddison. Why there's an overload when the ball goes from right to left? I don't know what's going on over that side of Dalot. Yeah, I'm still confused as to that. But yeah, it's Maddison is more so De Ligt. I think more so De Ligt, but I think Onana as well. He should do better. But we know again, that's another one on the manager. We know Onana's not good enough. Because even outside of that, he was terrible today. Distribution-wise. 2 times he just threw the ball out looking for Dogu and he went to a Spurs player. And he got booked for one of them.
Yeah, we know Dogu's not good enough. Not Dogu, sorry. Onana's not good enough.
Yeah.
You know what I see with Onana as well? I've never seen a goalkeeper dive but not actually move. They just like dive and they still dive in the same spot. Do you know what I mean?
He dives like
wild that.
He dives
his diving is worse than Romero's, man. Remember Romero used to like be slow on the dive.
Yeah, but he was rooted, Romero, at least.
Yeah, very rooted, man. And then after that, that Garnacho chance, bro, I swear down, man. I still can't get my head around this, bro. And this is, again, another indictment, of why United fans are just clueless, man. We all are. Let's be honest, The fact that we said no to that money in January, man, is crazy, man. And people saying 70 million. 75 million.
We're lucky Madrid are not knocking for Garnacho. Real Madrid. People thought he would bench Vinicius.
Are we on crack here, man? Are we on crack, guys, man? What's wrong with us, man?
The people who rejected that deal, they might have been smoking some hard stuff, allegedly.
Seriously, man.
Like
that chance there, man.
But like I said, I put that on the. Because I seen Amorim's reaction. I put that on the manager. You know what? We've seen him miss chances before. The game against Leicester, did he not miss a couple very, very good chances? Or am I mistaken? We've seen, and games prior to that, like we've seen this. That's why I don't, as much as Garnacho deserves criticism because you should bag that. We know you are not a very good player. Baz was right.
You didn't put it on target. Do you know how mad that is?
Yeah, it's crazy, Adam. But I'm sorry, I'm on the manager for this one. You know what? Because I know he does that in training. There's no way he's benzing it and it looks fantastic in training, and then he gets to the game and does that.
Nah, exactly. Like I'm not having
it.
Bro. I'm sorry, man. I'm
Man United forward cannot score that. Like, bro, him and Højlund, because Xerxes I thought was excellent today. Him and Dorgu, but a Man United forward cannot score. Like it's like I can't fathom it, bro. A United forward. Like we're not talking about no Sunday League. Sunday League, you can say, yo, brother, even on Sunday League,
that bins in that.
Score that.
Yeah, there's man at Sunday League that bins in that.
Bins in that, bro.
All of my cousins, they put that on back in the net, man.
Broski. Are
It
you
is,
mad?
Saeed, but we at the end we need to stop. And you're right in regards to a
So
Manchester United.
I can't expect it. To
A
finish
Manchester United attacker should score that. You're not wrong there, but understand where we're at in regards to who we have playing up top. What you mentioned, Højlund, Garnacho and Højlund last season. What did they combine for in the league in terms of goals? Like 18 between the two of them, 15.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was 15. Or Garnacho got 5 or 6, and Højlund got 10. So we're saying 15, 16 goals in however many. Didn't Højlund play 30 plus games as did Garnacho? This is on the
Garnacho played 37 in a row, 37 starts.
There we go. So this is, and then the managers come in and then played them. Been so bad that he's dropped Garnacho from the squad. Højlund's been so bad that you played Maino false 9.
And that's with the best chance creator in Europe. Imagine if we didn't have him.
You know what? You right, Adam. Imagine we didn't have the best chance creator in Europe.
God help us, man.
Smart.
Bro, you know what's mad about that chance here? It's like the keeper, even if, for example, he wanted to save that, he's so flat-footed because it comes out of nowhere. And it's like almost like a penalty that, it's almost like it's got a higher XG, if people wanted to call it nowadays.
Yeah.
It's like it's higher quality of chance, because it's like you're there. You don't have to do anything stupid. Just place it. That's all it is. Find the spot and place it, and it's going in.
Bro, it's so...
I'm telling you,
if you put it on target, there are more chance of it going in than not scoring. If you put it on target.
This is Ronaldo, though, doesn't he? He wants to smash the ball. That's what he wants.
Exactly.
And then you go into second half, and again, chances, Garnacho goes through again, straight at the keeper. Then he should square it. You know what I mean, bro? Like, what are we doing here, man? You know what I mean? Xerxes has a header. He should be putting that at least on target. Højlund, I mean,
Worst striker in the league.
Like, real talk.
If there's one position Sir Alex never, ever, messed with is striker. You don't buy a young striker. You always need to have an adult playing striker, someone you can rely on. He can be not the best, but at least he needs to be mentally strong enough to assume that role and physically strong enough. Center half and strikers are position usually you don't mess with. You need authority there. That's the spine.
But the thing is, there was a cross that came in. There was a couple of crosses that came through here. He's not on the edge of him. What are you bro? Go and make the run.
He almost plays like there are no spikes on his boots. He can't. There's no grip. He can't run.
What's really frustrating me about him at the moment as well, he's taking 5 or 6 touches. How many times did you see him trap the ball and then not release it? It took him ages to get the pass off. There was one in the second half where he could have released Dorgu, but he's taking 3-4 touches just to get it under his feet.
Because he's frustrated. Because he's shocked that he got it under control in the first place. He's surprised. He's not supposed to have it under control.
Yeah. But ultimately, guys, man, like I said to you, man, we're bro, you know how mad this is, guys, man. Bro, we're 15th,
Yeah, I've never seen.
Bro,
the reality of
surprising?
I'm laughing because of the way you said it. No, actually, it's not a surprise.
It's not surprising, is it? You look at these players. You look at Spurs team. They've got a much better team. How many players are getting into the Spurs team from our squad?
But do you play like this? My thing is are we giving Amorim a lot of benefit of doubt in terms of
Fuck no.
I'm saying I'm not saying a lot of people look at United and be like, we haven't had that many injuries. When you deep it, I think Luke Shaw and Man have always been injured. Mason Mount. Lisandro's had the one big injury. Okay, this week has been terrible, but I feel for me, it's almost as if injuries are not going to save him. The excuse of injuries.
Yeah,
you know how before you could say to yourself, I don't know, you could come into a situation and nobody's been available for you, and then you say to yourself, cool. But this one here, he's had most of his players throughout this tenure. It's only today, really, we've been
injury. Where you look at it and we go, we've been injury riddled. But even when we haven't been, it's been not good enough. That's why when you said giving the manager the benefit of the doubt, in particular for today, no, I blame him mostly 95% I put on you, in regards to this defeat. You mentioned just earlier, Saeed, because I didn't want to cut you off, about
go for it.
Players being, what was the word you used? You said about players being scared. That was it. You know what? You know who's not scared when they get out there and play? Youth players. That's one thing they do is play without fear because they got nothing to lose.
Mm.
Worst case scenario, I play terrible. And they're in a win-win situation. I play terrible. It's they're a youth player. They ain't ready. Manchester United in a terrible situation. If they play well, it's you know what? You can play that player again, or players, should I say? They win the same way like Amorim's cat. Because if this was Amorim performing like this, and he had a full summer and bought in players, his job would be under major, like even more scrutiny. The reason why he's not is simply because of when he's joined the football club. So you're kind of in a no-lose situation. That's why I'm saying experiment.
But then play devil's advocate. When Jason Hanna says, what are we talking about? These players, these aren't his players yet. What do you say to that?
You still perform better. You can't come in and perform worse than Ten Hag, which you are currently doing. Because these players, as bad as they are not 15th in the league players.
And that there, Jason, I'm sorry. This is the reality. These players, are not 15th. You can tell me how bad United are or whatnot, and we deserve to be where we are. This team should not be in 15th, guys.
No, I shouldn't.
Yeah. I refuse to believe it.
I'm looking at Maguire. I'm looking at Delo, and I'm looking at a few rows in the back line, and looking at Onan at the back. We got one of the worst goalkeepers in the league. We got, our back line's horrendous. We got the mid. We've not got
you tell me them games at home.
Strike force as well. Attackers, Saeed. Where this forward line? You're telling me that's a top 15, a top 10 attacking line? You know what I mean?
You know what? The thing is, like Onana, I think you can finish high up the table with Onana, even though he's not your favorite, or the best or whatever. But if you still pick the right players, or at least sub the players in the game, don't be afraid. This is the thing that is annoying me. He appears to be afraid of dropping some players or refusing to do so. But if let's suppose this team he's trying to get results. If you play a midfield 3 and you put at least Ugarte and Casemiro in there, just from that alone, you're not going to concede that many goals and you're going to score more goals. This is the thing people don't understand. If you set up in a defensively responsible way, you are more likely to score goals.
He said, I'm going to stick to my principles, he said. You're not hearing him?
Yeah, that was a mistake.
Yeah, but he could play his back 3 and still put those 2 players there. Because when Conte played the exact same formation and won the league in 2016, he played Matic and Kante there. So you can play 2 defensively minded players in there. And the thing is, he needs to get to the summer. We are patient with this. We know that the team is not good. But the good things you can do it. Make the right decisions for God's
sake. This idea, let's be honest, man. He keeps talking about idea, yeah? Bro, man, it's not marinated, it's not landed yet, bro. It's been there in patches, don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? But it's not landed yet. And I get it, it's not his players. And we will have to give it the benefit of doubt. But I worry he won't get there. I think all of us want the manager to get to the summer to allow his players to be in. But can we all here say and dead look in the eye and say to Amran, yo, you deserve to be here considering your results? Bro,
the way you're performing. And that again, that's where my criticism lies. As bad as these players are, again, but stop playing the players who are bad, because I hear what Asher, Onana, we know, horrible. Højlund, horrible. However, there's players there who are not horrible, like the likes of De Ligt, Maz, Agate, obviously Ahmad when he was fit, Maino, because those only 2 have only just gone out. You telling me they're top 10 players? Them players there are comfortably. Martinez is comfortably a top 10 player in the league. If we was 10th, 9th, we wouldn't be happy, but we go, all right, just get us to the summer. But it shouldn't be like this.
It's early, sorry to cut you off. I think it's the early results that have gone to this level. There's a lack of belief in the squad. There's a lack of belief.
Is it 8 losses in 12 or something?
Yeah, 8 losses. Nah, you know what? Let me go check that again. Let me just check.
It's not a lack of belief, though. It's a lack of mentality. It's a lack of physicality in this team. This structure, this system demands a lot of football IQ. What we've been saying for the last 18 months, 2 years, these players have got no football IQ. Do you know what I mean? And to come in to ask him to then, study it, that's just, these players were never going to perform for him. We know this manager understands the game. We hear it. We see it from the adjustments he makes. We see it from what he's done at Sporting. The way he sets out his players. Do you know what I mean? But we get into a point where we're putting the blame on the manager when these players they've thrown Ten Hag under the bus. Do you know what I mean? We know these aren't good enough. It's okay to say that, oh yeah, they might be top 10 and all that, but when we're playing against Brighton, when we're playing against Crystal Palace, these teams, they're rolling us over. Do you know what I mean? You know, we're creating chances. Are we scoring? We're not. So I'm not sure what you can expect the manager to do more. I don't see another manager coming here and go and win us results, go and get us results. What they're going to do is set up with another back five with a more compact midfield. What he wants to do, he wants to get his philosophy embedded into the club, embedded into the training within the players that are in there right now, and get one or two players in this squad that we don't think are good enough, but then move them into the next kind of revolution of this squad, and that's where we've got to get to. It's not about the worry is he gets sacked. Okay, but I don't think he's going to get sacked. I think you've got to back this manager. You've got to give him 18 months. And you know what? You've heard me say, give the manager 2 years, and then we'll look at Nagelsmann, we'll look at this. But you listen to this man, he understands the game. He understands at a complex level. And you know what? You can see it on the football field. You can see the switch with Bruno. Very early on in the first half, it was frustrating. Don't know if you recall it. From the left-hand side, Bruno hits the ball long, and Delo should be there on a switch on a counter. He's not. He doesn't make that attacking run because he's not used to it. These players not in position. Like I said, you've got Mazraoui not being able to step up because Maguire's sitting too deep. You know, and he's worrying about counter-attacks, which is creating space. There's issues there. You've got attackers which can't hold up the ball. You've got Garnacho. We're creating chances. We're just not scoring goals. For me, it's just a matter of time. Yeah. It's a matter of this manager getting his players.
So actually, just saying, just get through. Obviously, don't get relegated. See what we can do in the cup competition. Just get to the summer, get rid of these players, and bring in his own players. That's where you're at the moment. That's where you're at with it. Okay,
we can't expect more.
I agree with Ash. You know what? I'm very critical of Amorim because he's been doing my head in recently, but I don't want him sacked, and I know he's a good manager, and I have some faith in that. Exactly like Ash said. However, in the summer,
that's the better question, though, Adam. If he was to leave now, would it bother you if he got sacked tomorrow?
Yeah. I don't want him sacked. Because I don't believe another manager comes in and does something meaningful.
That's what I'm saying. For me, if this manager gets sacked here, like, bro, I can't get myself worked up over a new manager.
No,
generally,
exactly.
It's gonna be like that. I'm telling you. Like, Florence, I hear you. But generally, bro, like, for this manager to have failed the way he is, like,
because I don't want him gone. But the reason why I'm so critical of him is because I rate him. If I didn't rate him, I wouldn't be so critical of him.
Yeah,
because if I rate you to a high level and think you're good, because I think
I get that kind of mentality. I
think he's and I hear him talk about certain things, and I'm like, oh, it's not like the Ten Hag where you're just talking nonsense. I know you understand. I know you know.
It's called the poet for a reason, you know.
But that's where it is. You're not doing the basics. Again, instructions. Certain players can't do certain things. Cool.
Oh, he's learning now. So it's Flores. He's learning now. He's a young manager, isn't he? He's 40 years old. He's in that situation now. He's never been in this situation where the players are all, just awful in front of him, and he's trying to figure out, and he's slowly trying to understand. I feel like in the long term, this will benefit him, and it'll be benefit us as a football club because he's seeing around. He's seeing how he's got to adjust. Do you know what I mean? Like you're saying, in the past, he's brought through youth players. That's what I don't get. He brought through Kenda. Do you know what I mean?
That's what irritates me the most in regards to. Because there's players.
What if he isn't the guy, Ash? What if he isn't the guy? What if we? No, but real talk, Like we have to have these conversations, And listen, I'm not saying again, like I said to you, I don't believe in the manager, But what if the situation right now, and the fact that he has to bring in his own ideas in terms of the back five and whatnot? What if he isn't just gonna? Because Graham Potter was a very good manager before he went to Chelsea, and the environment just killed him.
Yes,
like
some people.
What if he is the guy? We look at him and say, it was just a horrific. Like, when they say, like, wrong guy, wrong time. You know what I'm saying to you? Like, you get what I'm trying to say? Like, listen, I think for me, like I said, I've got that firm belief that I do believe he's a top coach. But what if it's this wrong guy?
So that's what annoys me. Because you're a top coach doing complete foolishness. That's what annoys me. You out here just doing foolishness, stuff that you should not be doing. Again, if
you don't blame that on manager,
Say
You
again?
blame it on Ineos. You've got to blame this on Ineos, you know.
Oh,
because-
you know my thoughts on them jokers,
Yeah.
though. But
Jokers.
this ain't about them today because we be here for the next 2 hours with the mistakes they've made. Like,
Yeah.
you know my thoughts on Ineos from them being linked to us. Never mind them let me not get started because my head will be friggin' on Pluto with them lot. Because you know my thoughts on them and what they've done and the monumental fuck-ups that they've made. However, despite this terrible, I keep stating this, despite the terrible situation Amorim's in, you are making an awful situation worse. I wish I could just be here and just be, hey, look at the players he had to play today.
Do you think
on
that's
them.
it? He's making the situation worse. Is in the,
He's definitely making the
predicament
situation
we're
worse.
in.
100%. It's not on
Okay.
Ineos that he continues to play Delo.
Hmm.
It's not on.
Yeah,
it's
you
not
know
on
what?
Ineos that he continues to play Bruno. It's not on them that he continues to play Hoyland. He does not have to play these players. Garnacho. He does not. He
Kind of does at the
not-
moment, Floss. He kind of does. Like, where's he
He
going?
actually really does.
Bro.
Because you can play youth players. You don't have to play them players. Because if they get injured, we'd see different players. Because people said the same about Rashford. People said the same about McTominay. People said, obviously, Maguire's now back in the side, but when Maguire was dropped for so long ago, people said this. You don't have to play these players. Kone was right there. He could have done no worse than Bruno today. Cheeto
You know
would have
what,
done no worse than Hoyland today, in my opinion. You can't do worse than 0 out of 10, pretty much.
I'm going to be honest, Saeed. I'm going to look at this summer window, and this is going to be very, very telling for us because look,
What
like,
money? What money? No Champions League. There's no Europa League. How are you going to convince? Yeah,
they need
these
to work it out. Man.
players-
They need to work it
Brother,
out. That's
how
it.
I was talking about it today in the Big
There we
Six.
go, win the
Yeah,
Europa League.
and they're
Man, you know
right.
what I'm saying?
Oh,
I'm
flawless.
joking.
No, but real talk though.
They
There
need
is
to
no
work it out, man.
guarantee. No, but real talk though. How are you going to convince Cunha to come to Man United instead of another club like Arsenal when they're playing Champions League football? How are you going to convince Gyökeres to come to Man United when you got
Yeah,
Barcelona?
we united. Like I believe we can get good players, but the thing is,
I don't know, you know, man. I don't know.
We supposedly have a new structure in place with Ineos, and they are in charge of the signings and whatever. But the communication with the manager needs to be good, and we'll see if that communication is good and if they are delivering. Because I need to see who are the priorities and what positions are the
They're
priorities.
going for young players. They're going for Quenda because the manager can do that. Like they're gonna go for young players that are just not proven. Like
Yeah, but if
literally-
they do that, if they do that, and that's what he wants, Amorim out by September. I'm not having it. I will want him gone because I need to be able to back something logically. Like it's not about the results. I expect us to go through a rough patch. That's obvious in the state we've been and the state we are. But I need to be able to think this through and say, you know what, this is necessary and it makes sense. But if you're telling me that, for example, that we are not prioritizing a striker and a midfield player, I mean, Ineos are taking the piss, and the manager should tell them this is what we need. And if he doesn't, manager's taking the piss. Because look, Saeed, I'm not trying to see 200 million or 150 spent and have Bruno in the 10 or Bruno in the midfield.
Yeah, no.
Because if that happens, that's money. That money is worthless. That's pointless. Because all of it, that guy doesn't fit the system. So we need to realize that he doesn't fit in a natural position in there. The same goes for Garnacho. The same goes for other players. So we need to make sure this summer that they are targeting the right profiles to replace the right players. And this is where
we've kind of already seen that though, haven't we? With assigning Dorgu, like
but he's still playing on the right.
You know what I mean? I'm just gonna rattle through the super chat, guys. There's nearly 3K in the building, yeah, and we only got 700 likes, man. So that means what? Over 2.3K in the building are not hitting the like button. So please, guys, if you're watching right now, like man's traveled the world over this weekend, man. You know what I'm saying? like the least you could do is like the video.
Come
You know
on.
what I mean, bro? Like we're in pain right now. Mods, please push the likes. Let's get to 1,000, man. Amorim is getting away with murder, not good enough, says 7-inch. If you think Casemiro was good, it's over. He's stung. And Jason Hannons agrees, says you can't blame Bruno for Casemiro not fit to pass a simple 5-yard pass. For Tosis, big up saying, what's your Turkish restaurant called? I don't know what it was called, you know, but I just walked in and it was nice. I forgot what it's called, man. I'll have to find out for you, bro. Big up VRA says most frustrating game of the season today because they were shit too. It's like we didn't want to score today. Awful. Ernest says scammed United. 2000 Spurs fans protested Levy game and got done at Cullen shock. Life is getting more lily white. Group United. Big up to Ennis. YFC says Amorim is inexperienced at this level. You don't bring an inexperienced manager if you try to build a whole new structure of a club. Make it make sense. Flex said Garnacho was a world-class talent. Yeah, that was a mad one still. Big up to V33 said the positive. Loved how the ball glued to Xerxes. Yep, we'll definitely discuss some positive towards the end of the show. Gareth says, how can you trust this coach with 200 million with what's he done so far? United fans said no to Moani alone. You know, this is a fan base is a terrible judge of tech. Listen, I'll hold that L. I can't lie to you. NS says, you know, it's peak when Neville speaks about Spurs ownership and not United. Ineos, shock. Super Archers, what goalkeeper we have when our second and third tier is injured? Players on loan. We dug our own grave at this point. Sutures, come on, people. Stream like going 40 minutes over 2.7K. Need to be at 2K likes. Content creators need likes and subscribers. Keep going. Big up, man. Suge, man. He can't get sacked. We're still playing Eric Ten Hag's salary. Look at why West Ham didn't go for Amorim. Nossa, big up to you. And Zoetek says, when will Amorim realize he cannot play Bruno and it's Bruno CM in a two-man midfield? I heard we want to give him time, but he's not learning. Amorim is inexperienced. What about that comment there? Inexperienced.
I don't think.
Yeah, but you know what?
That's not inexperienced. I think it's just a word that people. That's not. I experienced, and I know Bruno shouldn't play in the two in midfield, and I am far from a manager at any level of the game. Never mind that. That's not inexperience. That's just foolishness.
Yeah,
that's what that is. I'm sorry. Like continuing to play Højlund. That's not inexperience. That's foolishness. Continuing to play Garnacho. I'm picking out them four because they're the
four. No, it's true, you know. Like, but even when we did have injuries, they were still playing. You know,
that's my point. Even when we didn't have injuries, that's that's not people just it's inexperienced. Because experienced managers make mistakes too.
And yeah, another thing as well.
Pep's experienced, and we've seen him make a whole heap of mistakes this season at points. And that's not me comparing it to. I'm just saying it. Experience, like football, it's the most overrated. I think it's the most overrated trait in football when people talk about experience. I think it's supremely overrated because Garnacho's
United as well. This is not the place to learn. Like this is one of the world's biggest stages. Like experience, not experience. I'm not trying to hear too much, Saeed. I'll be real. I'll be very, very honest.
Yeah, but real talk. You know what I noticed, Adam? I think he's been a bit too maybe overconfident how he would adapt to the Premier League. I think he's had a reality check that because look at the quotes. You know, he said today, guys. Yeah, he said something about this job is difficult. What did he say, guys? Did you see what the comment was?
It's a difficult job. I think we're overacting. I feel like that team today. That's the system. The way we play. You look at the Dorgu situation on the left with Garnacho. Like how many times did we see Garnacho fail to feed Dorgu? Like how many times you're screaming at Garnacho, thinking the overlap. Do you know what I mean? The system, the structure's there. It's just.
Well, what do you make of this comment though? Well, he goes here. I have a lot of problems.
Yeah,
because that's
what he's saying.
So hard here, but I stick with my beliefs.
Yeah, it's so hard because he's got a bunch of bums out on the football field. He's got Garnacho not feeding Dorgu, who then can put a ball across. We saw Dorgu with a few deliveries in that 90 minutes. Beautiful deliveries across. The amount of opportunities that we could have had he just fed him through. Simple things. Like I said, with the Maguire situation at the back, the amount of times where he keeps a wide player on side and you've got balls into the channels from your opposition. You know what I mean? You've got attackers like Højlund who can't hold the ball up. He knows these situations. He knows it's hard. He can't get any more out of these players. And we talk about experience. The guy broke up the big two with Porto and Benfica after Sporting hadn't won a league title in 18 years. Do you know what I mean? To come into a football club which at the time was in turmoil and to having dealt with that, the way he's had to deal with the interviews, the press interviews in this country, the way he conducts himself. This guy, we just got to back him. We just got to give him time and give him his men. Because right now, these players, they're clearly not good enough. You see Bruno, he's talking about possession and he keeps talking about, we've got to hold possession, we've got to keep possession. He's got Bruno giving up the ball every 5 minutes. Whenever he gets the ball, he's giving it up.
Yeah, like, he knows he understands. Drop him.
Yeah, but he understands that. But who did he put in instead, Adam? Do you know what I mean? He's got nobody in there right now.
Space empty. I don't know if you remember, just at the start of the season, we played Spurs and he got sent off and we improved. Like, this is another case of this.
Yeah, I remember that. I do remember that. We got that.
But you know what he's doing? He's giving him enough rope for him to hang himself. Do you know what I mean? That's what I feel like he's doing.
He's got miles of ropes, man. It's enough.
Yeah, but he's not as experienced as we are looking at this. We've looked at it for we watch every United game. He's been busy at Sporting. I mean, he's not been watching United games. He don't watch this. He's seeing the guys on the training ground, and you know what? We don't know what he's seen in Carrington.
Yeah, but then also letting go of Anthony, and again, by the way,
come on, we were all letting go of Anthony. Stop it, Saeed.
I'm not. I can't lie. I'm not going to crash out on Anthony just because it's trendy to do so. Anthony should have played more. We should have seen him more at wing back, and Anthony.
Nobody wanted to see more. Nobody wanted to see more. Anthony, what are we doing here now? Okay, he's doing it in Betis.
It's not even the Betis thing. It's not even the Real Betis thing. I'm
just saying. You know what it is for me? Yeah, is we got rid of a lot of players without knowing that. Yo, shit, we need to actually have some options.
That's where the issue lies. Yeah,
I'll be very real. In the last 18 months, Anthony has been a better player than Garnacho. I know that's not saying much, but he has.
He's not. He's not. He's got one goal in 18 months.
No, he has. He's
not. Come on.
Bro, I'm being very honest. We are a much more difficult side to play against with Anthony than we are with Garnacho. And Garnacho has been horrendous. Like, I'm not saying Anthony has been brilliant. I think
with Garnacho, he's put higher output, and he's actually done more for the team. But obviously, in the system, right? My thing is, I don't rate Anthony. A lot of you know that. I don't rate him at all. I think he's been one of our worst signings at the football club. I hear it. We could do all of this semantics. Cool. I'm not trying to do revisionism. All I'm saying is, we got rid of too many man before replacing them. Like, we got rid of too many man, bro. Just say, you know what, like, and this again, a lot of it is down to Ineos. You got rid of Sancho without bringing a replacement in. You got rid of Rashford without bringing a replacement in. You got rid of Anthony without bringing a replacement. That's 3 players, man. And don't listen. I am not saying to you, that don't get rid of them. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that if you don't have a backup and a replacement ready, brothers, that is incompetence at its highest. And that a lot of it should be down to Ineos. It should be.
And I'm glad you said
the manager's sanctioned it and said, yo, it's my decision to let these guys go.
But do you want them to rush to a decision, though? Do you want sorry, Flawless. Listen, we've been in a situation where we've rushed to decisions. Do you know what I mean? We've rushed to players like we could have rushed to Tell, even though that's not what the manager wants.
I wasn't.
That's how we ended up with Anthony.
No, I'm not. He was shit today as well, Tell.
Yeah,
but that's why we ended up with Anthony. That's why we ended up with Casemiro as well, because we rushed to these decisions rather than thinking, you know what, okay, maybe we don't go spend big on Casemiro. We wait till the January transfer window. Do you know what I mean? But we didn't. We thought, oh, we need it now. We need it now. Whereas maybe we're trying to move in a different way. Do you know what I mean? I feel it's incompetent letting go of 3 attacking players and then not having at least something to do in the January transfer window in regards to a loan or something. I agree. We have to do something. But again, I'd rather see not get stuck with another Anthony, not get stuck with another.
I mean, it's a loans. You go get loans, innit? Go and get
John Phoenix. I was saying all during last month is go and get loans. I have no issue with us letting players go. Anthony's do, you know what, we didn't do enough because I have no issue with us letting players go. Let Anthony go. He was rubbish for us. All right, he did all right for us in the system, but I have no issue with letting Anthony go. I have no issue with letting Rashford go. What was the plan on replacing these players? In no business at any level would you do that. Doesn't matter if it's billion-pound business like Manchester United Football Club or it's a local business, that you let staff members, pluralize that, members go and bring nobody in. Did they not plan that injuries could happen? Was there no one in that room when they're sat at that table and go, okay, Mount's always injured. We haven't replaced Sancho. We're going to let Rashford go. We're going to let Anthony go. So we're 4 attackers down as it is. Bear in mind the other attackers are not of quality outside of Ahmad and Maino. What happens if Maino gets injured? What if there was nobody there who's like, worst? Surely someone has to be there thinking worst case scenario. That's why you have a squad of 25 and you don't have a squad of 11. That's why if 2, 3, 4 players get injured, you have other players. You're not going to play youth players, which I think is a mistake for some reason. There has to be bringing players in. We know what was needed. The fact that they got nobody in January is an absolute complete disgrace. And there's now more spotlight on it because of the injuries to Ahmad and Maino now. Because now people are looking at us and going, right, our squad is really, really short. People need to see things in the light, and everything's come to light today.
Maybe that's what's happening now.
At the bench.
You know what I mean, Flaws? It's everyone can see now. You know what I mean? Everyone
Yes,
can see
that's
this
what I'm saying.
squad's
Yeah,
thin.
yeah.
But
Everybody can see it now.
Amorim's looking there and going, look, you see how thin this squad is. Do you know what I mean? So when we get to the summer, when we get to the summer, we've got to go and do
I hope
something.
you're
We
right.
can't have another January. Do you know what I mean? We can't have that.
I
So
hope
it's
you're
just one of them. We're just kicking the can down the road, unfortunately. I feel like that's where we're at. We knew the season was done. Like, what more were we going to get from this season in the league? Do you know what I mean? And Europa League, it's a big ask. Same with FA Cup and that. You know, this team's, it's a massive ask. So the manager's just in a situation where he's just rooting out what any kind of semblance of players that he's able to bring into the next revolution, and that's it. That's all you can really do in this situation. There's not much more you can do. Performances, again, I'll go to it. This team's just not good enough. It's never going to beat that Spurs team. Do you know what I mean? It's or we might get lucky in a situation.
Like, listen, I don't want to look at the fixtures because I just think it's irrelevant. But it's got to beat teams. It's got to beat Everton. It's got to beat these. Like, bro, like this manager might not be able to find a win.
That's what my issue is the setup, because we've seen these, because you see it all the time in the Premier League where a team will get an unexpected result against teams who are not of quality. We've done it. No one expected us to go to Liverpool and do what we did. No one expected the Arsenal game. No one expected the City game. We were supposed to get battered in those 3 games and we didn't. And even if we would have lost those games, the performances was better. Not only from the individuals, the manager performed at a better level too. That's where it is. What did he do in the City game? Drop Garnacho or Rashford from the squad. Things like that you can do. Because guess what? If he plays those 2, we probably don't win that game.
100%.
We probably don't win that game if he plays those 2.
We all know this Garnacho's better as an impact player. He's not a starter.
Yeah, we saw that against Steaua Bucharest when he came on Steaua. I mean, just changed the game. That's all. That's all he's ever been for us.
What's this training? What's going on with training? Like Ogate now, look at him, man. He's gassed. You know what I mean? Man was a severe doubt. Mainu, what's he done in training? Like, I don't know what's going on, man. Like, we have to be open and honest. You know what I mean? We blame Ten Hag for training. But what's happening in training, guys? Are we overexerting a lot in training?
Depends what do we know what they outside of Ahmad?
Do we know what's going on in training?
Do we know what the injuries are to those players? Do we know what they are?
Ahmad
was a bit of a freak. Ahmad's an ankle ligament.
But the rest.
Mainu, I don't know what it is. Mainu.
That's why I can't criticize him for the training, because I don't know what. If it's a bunch of hamstrings, definitely you can look at training. If it's ankle ligaments and things of that nature, that can be a challenge.
You know what though? It's really common though. It's really common when a new manager comes in or when training regimes change. It's the most common time when a player gets injured. It's why players get injured when they go to international duties, because your body's not accustomed to that change. Do you know what I mean? Your body's accustomed to doing the same thing, and all of a sudden a manager throws something different at you. And he's now had this like solid week or 2 where he's had his kind of training regimes where he's probably adapting and changing a few things, and the players have just not been able to adapt. The fact that you see him struggle so often in games anyway, and then on the training field the manager's throwing out new routines. It's going to cause these kind of problems? It's going to happen.
But the thing is, right, these players here now that we've got available, man, in this system, I don't think will thrive, if I'm being honest with you. So it's either got to be just go gun ho and attack, man, and just go for it, bro.
We can't even do that, to be fair. Like we
can't do that, Mugaya.
He could tell them to do it, but they wouldn't be able to do it.
I like very scary predicament we're in right now, man. Because it's like, what do you actually do with these players? Like, what does he actually say?
But I just want to go back to what Flawless said earlier about players leaving. I don't have a problem with any of them leaving. Going back to what I said about Anthony and this, because I think people are misunderstanding all of it. My problem, Saeed, and I don't mind being against the main narrative. I don't really give a care about that. My problem is with the fans in general is they accept an idea and a narrative, and they don't challenge it when the data of the game goes against that. If you look at the game, some players sometimes play well, even though we know they are shit, and sometimes good players play badly. Like, for example, if you say that Anthony had a decent game there, doesn't mean Anthony is good. Like I said, for the last 18 months, and I strongly believe that. I think between him and Garnacho, it's hard to pick who was worse. But I know that Anthony is most physical. So playing against Anthony is more difficult than playing against Garnacho, even though they are both different level of shit. My point is, you need to watch the game for what it is. Like Maguire, for example. I think Maguire is horrendous. And people will tell me that, for example, that he did a block or a long diagonal ball. But I'm watching the game. He slows everything down. His decision making is slow. His positioning is weak. There's no two ways about it. You just got to be honest with yourself. Like people, Casemiro, I was against the signing of Casemiro. I keep saying it. He's not my type of footballer. I was not a big fan of the signing of Ugarte as well, because I much rather preferred we signed the player that PSG signed with the money of Ugarte. But if we played Ugarte and Casemiro, two players of which are not really my cup of tea, I think we would have been in a better place. It's got nothing to do here with preferences. It's got to be with what is happening on the pitch. And I think our fans are keeping it like they're getting it all wrong all the time. Like, for example, people say, Bruno, what are you going to do without Bruno? This, that. We are not scoring. So at the moment, he's not helpful, is he? And we are conceding. So what now?
You're telling me we're not scoring with the best chance creator in Europe? Crazy.
Exactly. I've always been a fan of Dalot. I've always rated the guy before that. For the last 18 months, a year, I'm saying, you know what? At this time of his career, he should take off. Like, this is where, like, he should be going from someone promising to someone very, very good. He's not doing it. So even though as much as I defended him before, yeah, man, we need someone else. We need someone else. He's not going to cut it, at least not at the moment, or at least not in this team. So we've got to be honest with ourselves.
And when Ruud took over, that's all he did. You mentioned the Casagate thing. That's the only thing he changed.
Yeah,
he played Casemiro. That's the only significant change he made from Ten Hag.
Yeah.
He still played Rashford and Garnacho and Højlund, etc. and Bruno. They all still played, and yet because, like you said, they complement each other well. And
they complement each other.
I'm not saying it's the answer, Agate and Casemiro, but I'm saying let's see it. I'm just at the point where
it's
experiment. Yeah, it's like
I think it's too late, guys, for the answer, man.
I don't
think the answers, man. We might not. I
don't think the answer is in the squad. I think we need to sign new players. To be fair, the squad is not good enough.
I don't know. You know what it is, but if we haven't had a bounce here, like David Moyes has won 4 in 5. Who would take Beto right now in our squad?
He's better than what we have, but I don't want him.
No, but real talk though. Beto. Let's look at Everton's team
that
played yesterday.
Everton, I wouldn't want him in the squad, but he's better than Højlund.
But real talk, guys. Real talk, yeah. Everton played Crystal Palace yesterday. This is their team. This is their lineup, yeah. And we have to be deadly honest here, yeah. Deadly honest, yeah. So they got Pickford in goal. O'Brien. Does anyone know who O'Brien is?
Would we take Pickford over Onana?
I think they're both. I think they're both dreadful to be there.
Okay, cool.
I don't know.
O'Brien. Anyone know who O'Brien is?
He's that 6'6" fullback. I think he's 6'6" or something like that.
Tarkovsky. Branthwaite, cool. He probably might play for us, yeah. Mikalenko. Ghana Gay, who's about 35 in here, something like that. Yeah, 35 years old. Ghana Gay. 35. Yeah, man, he's been around for a while. James Garner, who left us, yeah. He's
you know what I clocked earlier, Saeed? Do you know what I clocked earlier? I'm sorry to cut you there. Casemiro is 32-year-old and Bruno is 30.
I know. But he actually is more mobile than these lot. I don't know why.
No, of course. And he's always. I also realized recently that, for example, Lindelof and Maguire are both. I think Maguire is older than Varane. Just to tell you, I was talking about ideas.
I know. Lundstrom, yeah. Apparently, the Napoli reject. Alcaraz was playing in. He went to Brazil.
Yeah, they were good yesterday. That's all I watched this game. They were not good.
Yeah. Harrison, Leeds reject or whatever you want to call him. Yeah. Harrison barely is in the team. He's only in the team because Ndiaye is injured. And Beto, yeah, before this game was not in the team ahead of Calvert-Lewin. Yeah. No Decore as well in the team, by the way. Yeah. This is their bench, by the way. Ashley Young, who came on and got the assist. Michael Keane, Virginia. I don't know who these guys are, yeah. These lot have got 4 wins in 5. So there ain't no bounce coming, guys, man. You either had the bounce, you start off with it, and then that's it. Like, bro, it ain't gonna happen, man. This team here, David Moyes getting the best out of. So we can talk about, cool, he hasn't got the players, he hasn't got this, he hasn't got that. This David Moyes is getting the best out of these players, and we wouldn't take most of these guys.
Yeah, this is a dead team. I can't lie.
What's the excuse then?
But we don't want to be there. We don't want to be in a position where we're just getting the best out of players. We've been saying that for the past couple of years.
But you have to for now. But
I'm saying, Ashton, I'm
thinking long term.
I'm saying till the end of the season. That's what he should be doing.
What, to get
end of the
10th,
season-
to get an 8th for 9th? Whereas use this
definitely.
time now to boost next season.
Yeah, and also as well, because we're still in 2 cup competitions also. That could lead into that. Confidence breeds confidence. Winning can breed winning.
You know, he staggers his start. And then we feel these growing pains next season as well. Rather than get these growing pains out of the way now.
I agree with Ash in the sense.
Ash, it shouldn't be these players anyway. The vast majority of them.
But you know what, I agree
a
with
lot
Ash
of these, not a lot, but there's going to be a few of these that are still here at least. You know, maybe 6.
They should be squad players.
Yeah, most of them probably.
Jason says, I'm glad there's no bounce. Well, that means then the manager gets sacked, unfortunately.
It means these players are leaving now.
I wanted to get sacked, by the way, but he has to get a bounce. He has to, Ash. You can't say that you don't want no bounce. Results.
When he came in, I said very early days, this manager's not going to win games. He's going to be we're going to struggle with him.
You didn't say though. You didn't say to this level, did you go?
Nah, not to this level. Not to this level. No, I agree with that. But
I agree with Ash. I agree with Ash in the sense that, like, I want him to do his thing and to stick to his idea and to his system, because it's not lost time. This time that we are struggling now is going to be useful next year. It's like this is collecting data.
My worry is he might not get next year. My worry is
I think it's getting
guys. Jim Ratcliffe, you lot are not understanding Jim Ratcliffe. Jim Ratcliffe has sacked 5 managers in 5 years at Nice. He sacked Dan Ashworth after 3 months, after waiting how long, Flawless, to go and get a what's it called?
Yeah, director of football. Yeah. It was a long time with Dan Ashworth.
You cannot trust these guys. These guys might just say, you know what? We're not feeling it today, man. This is embarrassing on us. This is embarrassing on what we're trying to build. You know what? Nah, man. This ain't right, yo. We need to look like we're on it. We need to look like we're not.
You know what?
I'm not getting next to you. I'm not saying sack him. I keep telling you, lot. For me, it's not manager in or manager out. I don't think it's about that anymore because
manager accountable.
You've got to hold him accountable, and you've got to also not be naive to think a manager who loses 8 games in how long?
12.
In how many?
12.
Should therefore be safe as a job. You can't. You
can't
be naive to think that.
This is not the point. This is not the point I was considering, but I hear it. I was just going from the perspective that he's safe until next season. But I'm not, just from that point, because to be fair, I'm not too familiar
because
with.
You don't know what these madmen are going to do. You don't know.
The alternative's scary, though. Say the alternative's potential for like Potter or Southgate. Do you know what I mean?
I'm not saying don't sack him. Don't get that misunderstood. I'm just sorry, dude. I'm just holding him accountable. We should never lose 7 out of 12, 8 out of 12. That's
but the performance is terrible, is what I'm saying, though, Flawless. The performance is horrendous.
Leicester was bad.
But today was horrendous. You look at that Garnacho chance. You look at his chances there, the Xerxes chance.
Actually better in a way.
It was. I don't think we played bad today, guys.
I'm saying, no.
We played bad.
Because
you had a decent player in the middle instead of Casemiro. You had a decent pressing centre back instead of Maguire. Someone who's going to get our team pushing up and not creating this massive space in the middle. You get ourselves a striker. This is a whole different team. Do you know what I mean? It's a whole different performance.
And I agree with Ash in the sense that I want us to go through this rough period and to struggle because it's going to be useful in the long term. But I want us to do it making the right decisions. Like, I don't mind the results stay the same. The struggle is the same, but the manager is making the right calls. I would say, you know what? Let's get through this until next season. Sometimes I think he does stuff that I can't understand, decisions that look like favoritism to me, and this is annoying. But overall, I don't mind. Of course, I mind because we were 15. It's embarrassing, but I don't mind us going through this because I think it's necessary. We've been coping for too long. It's necessary. But there are things.
And it's highlighting the frauds. There's no hiding. There's no escaping it now.
I agree. I want him to do that. But my thing is, I just worry, that if you keep losing, there's no benefit that comes of it. I've never seen a manager lose this amount of games, but we talk about next season. Like you don't think in your mind, yo, you could keep losing, bro, because you got next season to look forward to. Brother, it's February. If this was towards the end of the season, I would have been like, you know what, man, forget it, guys. We're in April/May. I would have said, you know what, man, just get to the end of the season. We're 2 games away, brother. There's still a lot of games left. I think there's about 10. How many games are left, guys, in the league?
We played 25.
13
25.
games.
So 13 games left.
13 games plus
13, yeah,
plus the FA Cup plus Europa.
See what I
League
mean?
side. You
It's
got to
still
perform.
a
You
lot
got
of
to
games
perform better,
left.
man. You got to, like,
Bro,
you can't
13.
just lose games. You
Brother,
can't continue to lose games.
okay. 13, yeah, Everton. I reckon Ash is on a different situation right now. I reckon, like, I'm not saying you're not going to be Amorim or not. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying your tolerance levels go down and down. Then you get to that game. You're like, fuck it. Like, bro, are we just going to keep losing, guys? Like, and it's just like, yeah, cool, guys. You know what I mean? Well, it's cool. Yo, chill. Like, it's just like.
Okay, let me ask you this then, Saeed. Do you expect a dramatic upturn in performance or form from any of these players?
No, but I need to see some results.
I mean, what we
It's a good
expecting?
question from Ash, to be fair. It's a good question.
No.
dramatic,
But then
but
that comes down to coaching. That comes down
Yeah,
to setup. That comes
not
down to
dramatic, but I expect not dramatic, but improvement. Yeah, some of these players are not as bad as they've.
Yeah, because let's suppose, like, for example, that
because we didn't expect him to come in and do worse than Ten Hag.
No, we
was
didn't.
what
We
did
didn't.
not
let's say, for example,
We did
start
not
of next
expect
season.
him to. We did not expect him to come in and do worse than Ten Hag, and he's doing worse than Ten Hag because we
Yeah.
all considered him. I still consider him. I know I do. Still a better manager. I am not Amorim out. I am Amorim accountable, and the fact that you're doing worse than the last guy is unacceptable. So
But if we
therefore,
ask ourselves, for example, if we ask
How is it
ourselves,
unacceptable? It's a different system. It's all different. It's the retooling. Do you know what I mean? It's a complete
because
different job.
People say
if we
people
had
say what
Everton's
you man
team-
expecting, not this.
Yeah, but
is
it's
that,
United.
is that a fair
They've
answer?
got 8
You can't
losses in
apply-
12 games.
Is that a fair answer?
No.
Is that a fair answer? Not
because
this.
it's Manchester United, you can't apply reasonable standards to a club this size.
Everton
So
have
that's
won
why.
4 in their last 5. Like, what are we? Nah, I'm not. It's no Everton's team.
Bro,
Yeah, but it's
We
a
had
different
them-
crazy.
overall, though.
You'd be
What they're doing is they're trying not to concede. He's trying to implement a system that's going to be an attacking
Cool.
system that's
No issue
going to
with
be
that.
a more
Also,
expansive
But
philosophy.
you can't say that. Ash, you can't say that when you said we need to get these players for next season. You've got to apply the same logic that you're doing now to Everton. Just win games. Because you said, Ash, no, but you said, yeah, we can't do anything this season because we haven't got the players to, you know what I mean, until we get it. Like, you have to then do what Everton are doing and say, yo, we need to win games. We need to build confidence. Just build confidence within the team.
He's building his routines. Yeah. Now these players aren't good enough. But what he's doing in the club right now, he's building his routines. He's building his structure within this squad, within this team. He's building his trade. There's no point in tooling up for a training session to be a sit back, be a counter-attacking team when we're trying to get away from that. We're trying to move away from that. Do you know what I mean? And that's what he's doing right now. He's setting up the drills. He's setting up the scheme.
Yeah.
Sorry, Floss. Go on. What are you saying?
Nah, sorry, because you said on Steam Bomber. Sorry to cut you off, Ash. It seems important.
yeah.
That you said this. That's all. That's why I said it. But
Yeah.
no, I hear you in
By the way,
regards to
this
win.
Osimhen thing, please, man. And listen, I know people have got to do their thing here. Shout out to MUFC,
Osimhen Bomber.
MTB.
Okay.
But bro, I'll be honest with you. Right now, my focus is not on transfers. So you lot, you know what I mean? There's other channels out there that talk about that. But right now, what's Osimhen gonna do for me right now, bro? Is he playing for United tomorrow? Is he playing on when do we play next, guys?
Next
On
weekend.
Saturday.
Saturday.
Is he playing on Saturday?
But
Well, if
you know
it's
what?
not, then
The
it's not a United player.
The question that Ash asked earlier about which players do you expect to go up dramatically in levels, I think that's a good question. Like, for example, let's suppose we're in September next season. Which players do you think are in this team that you can actually rely on?
Yeah,
That's a
it's
good
not,
September
yeah,
next
it's not
season,
dramatic.
bloody
It's about improve. Like, I don't think the bad players are the bad players. You said this, but I think you can get more out of our good to above average players. You
Yeah,
have Maz out there. You have
he should have been playing.
Ahmad Meno, etc. Like, them players there I just mentioned are not bad players.
Yeah,
I think
he
if
should
they
have
were
been
here
playing
last season, I
Zirkzee
don't
more
think
as
we'd have
well.
an issue. Say again.
Should have been playing Zirkzee more as well.
Yeah.
You had Zirkzee in the mix. Like, the players I just mentioned, are they creme de la creme going to win as a league? No, I don't think so. However, they are better. Utilize, and I'm not even saying change your system. I don't mind the formation. I don't mind the system. It's about adapting. And if a player doesn't fit what you are trying to do, do not play them. I don't care how much money they're on. Don't care if they're the captain. Don't care if they're the record signing. That's where my issue lies. Is if you're gonna go with your system and your principles, which is the right thing to do, in my opinion, go all the way with it. Don't say I'm going to play my way, but then play players who don't fit the profile. Bruno should not be playing. You can drop Bruno. They ain't gonna fire you. You got 3 years. They're not gonna sack you. if you drop Bruno. Have him on the bench. Worst case scenario, what happens? He goes, hey, you know what? I want to leave. Cool, you won. Same way we got rid of Rashford.
Best case scenario. That would be the best.
Same way we got Rashford got dropped from the squad. 2 days later, said, hey, I'm ready for a new challenge. I want out. Cool, no problem. So do that with everybody else because Rashford don't fit what you're trying to do. Plus, you said he wasn't applying it. Well, you didn't say he wasn't applying himself, but we've seen Rashford not apply himself. That's where it lies. Go the whole way with it. And it comes back to the bench. Play some of them players because we don't know how to think.
Yeah, a couple of super chats I want to read out, guys. We just went past 1,000 likes. We've still got 3K in the building. So 2,000 of yous, you know what I mean, still not liking the video. So let's get to 1.5K now is the next target. So 1,500 likes is what we need to be aiming for next. I appreciate all of you not sending super chats as well. Big up to Jay said, people remember Anthony in his first 3 games for us. He's trash. Don and Dusty says, if you listen to Ruben answer in the Sky Sports interview when asked, despite the job being hard, did he expect it to be this difficult? He said no, but you grow and learn a lot of things. Man is concussed.
Did he say that? Because when he said when he's first got here, he said that it's going to be a difficult job and that United are gonna have bad results, etc.
Yeah,
taking it out of context. You know what that is? That's like that Y Scout thing. You know when he said that, and it was tongue in cheek.
Yeah.
Smile his face and everyone ran with it. I find it tough to believe her saying the super chat's lying.
But he said it. Apparently, yeah. Well, I didn't listen to the interview, but if he said that, then that means cheek, though. I don't know. Bro, was it out? Let me know. Did he say that, guys?
Yeah. What context did he say that in? Did he say it with a big smile? Oh, I didn't expect the job to be difficult.
Yeah. If we start next season, Paul, what coach should we need to bring in? Brother, let's get to that, bro. Turno, Barry, please, let's get to that. Let's try and talk about what's there for now, man. I think it would be very, very disrespectul. You get me to talk about other managers, man, right now. Aside, I'm glad there's no bounce. I've read that before. Nassau says managing Everton is so different. Is a different pressure. The revisionism is crazy. The team is incapable of getting a bounce. If Ineos get Moyes on a temp, we'll protest. Nassau. So is beating Crystal Palace at home pressure? Is beating who's at home? Nottingham Forest at least, like
Brighton.
Or is it some teams? Hey,
when Brighton
at home, Brighton at home.
Yeah, man,
I don't get it, bro. What do you mean pressure, bro?
Missing the point. Nobody said go get.
What was that pressure against Arsenal and Man City and them, man? You know what I mean? Like,
no one said no one's so good. There's no revisionism. Nobody said go and get David Moyes. We're just pointing out that he's got results with not a very good team. I'm sorry that I expect Amorim to do better than Moyes. I'm sorry that that's a crazy statement to make. That the players we have and the manager I think Amorim is, and the players Everton have, no disrespect because I like Everton, and the manager that Moyes is, that I would expect Amorim to do better.
I don't think you thought that through, Flawless. I don't think you thought that through. Moyes knows the league. He knows what it takes.
So you don't think Moyes is? Do you think currently right now? I think about knowing the league. Do you think Moyes is a better manager than Amorim right now?
In the Premier League to get a result,
I disagree with that. That's where I'm at. I fully thought that. I don't think Moyes is a better manager than Amorim. Because if we hired Moyes, I would have kicked off. I think Amorim's the kind of player that needs his players.
But then you can say Moyes knew the job at United, and he failed.
He does need his players. However, if you rely solely on your individual players to manage to a good level, you're not a very good manager. And you
can't say that. You look at Pep Guardiola. Pep Guardiola's similar. The moment he's stuttering, he goes spends 160 million. Do you know what I mean? You know, these managers are like that. They go spend big money when they need it. Look at Mourinho was the same.
We've seen one thing with Pep, even though his principles remain the same, his style adapts. Haaland, as good as he is not.
Took a long time for it to adapt, though. Took a long time for it to adapt. How many years did it take for him to adapt his style? He kept that style for a solid 10.
But it was principles. But even who's that?
Pep.
Look, talking about Pep. Look at the players he has now. They're not Pep. De Bruyne is not a Pep player.
Yeah, but again, it's the time he's taken to adapt.
Didn't take that much time, mate. Pep finished third in his first season, and he had the best Premier League season in history.
No. What we're saying, Adam, is the adaptation of his system and how he plays. We're saying what I was saying was he's kept his same system for a good 10, 12 years. Do you know what I mean? He's kept that system.
But it's like
it's only just this season, last season, really see him start to change it. Whereas Amorim's in his early career, he's kind of building his system. He's understanding and I understand the argument that a manager shouldn't be coming into Manchester United and learning on the job. But there's no options out there. Do you know what I mean? There was nothing for us in
because
to replace Ten Hag.
United is different. Like the size of the club is like the parameters at which he has to work are not the same. You can't compare United to any other club. It's weird and it's unfair. It's unfair to be like on the manager but United is the top of the top. So you need to quickly adapt and quickly get going. Like the second season, you should be showing something. Because this is United, and we got a young manager because we believe he has what it takes to do this. But if he starts talking about his age and people say experience and young, what are you telling me? You're telling me we made a mistake and we should not have got someone that young. Like this is not the place to learn. It's a very difficult job because the setup is weird. The team is shocking. The pressure is huge because we have a situation in which the quality of the squad is like not proportional to the size of the club. Or at least it's not like the ratio is bad. The squad is terrible. The club is massive. Those two things, the recipe for a disaster.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that I expect our manager to do better than David Moyes. To the super chat. That's where I'm at.
No, 100%.
I'm sorry, man. If that's there's no way that whoever the Manchester United manager is should not be outperforming David Moyes. I'm sorry. And it's not.
I agree.
Like, what are we talking about here?
I think there's nuance to that. I think there's nuance. Our manager's come in and he's having to retool the entire system. Moyes has gone into Everton there, and it's basically a similar system what Moyes plays anyway with Sean Dyche.
It's very similar.
And he knows how to get a result anyway.
But I rate Amorim highly, so therefore I expect more from him. I rate him highly.
Yeah, we've never seen. I can't rate him high enough like that though, Flawless, to say that he's come into a job. He's never done a complete retool like that. Do you know what I mean? I've never seen. We've never seen that from him.
Right? He did a complete retool at Sporting.
Yeah, but I won't say on the level as United on the way.
No, it's not on the
Sporting
level.
was still like a top 3 team. Do you know what I mean? They were like us, where we're languishing in like 13th, where Ten Hag took over, and the pressures and stuff.
Yeah, the squad is awful. But you still shouldn't be losing 8 in 12.
That's what I'm saying. There's no when you look. Like,
you didn't have us. Let's not do this. Z, don't do this before you go. Z, you didn't have us 15th at the start of the season.
Listen, Z said we're gonna win against Tottenham, man. You know what I mean?
So Z, I'm not hearing this, man. You weren't saying we were 5th. Now everybody's terrible. You weren't saying this. You told me 8. You told me 90 league goals.
Are we gonna beat Everton? Let's ask Z if we're gonna beat Everton.
Now, I'm not hearing that the squad's all shit. Man was telling me 90 league goals at the start of the season with Ten Hag in charge. That way, even.
And also, Z said Z said if we lose to Tottenham, he's gonna be hammering out. So
first,
you know what I mean? Z, you did say that, bro. Big up to Digital Monster. Let's be real. If Amorim gets sacked, Sporting will take him back and he'll be back in the Champions League while we struggle with these owners. Facts. YFC said Adam and Ash Amorim is on 18-month contract. What he doesn't have is time. Too much needed for change for Amorim to improve the squad. HAB says implement.
Let him get his players. Let him get his players. That's all we're asking for. You already come in. Let him get his players. That's all I'm asking.
Fair. HAB says implement new system from day one. See who fits. Shift Deadwood. Fill gaps in the summer. Good preseason. And we go again next season. Anthony scored. United is the issue. Relegation battle. LT says, I've seen Xavi play with 7 youth players for Barcelona and finished second his first season. Second season league winners versus Madrid. And then Nosso comes back and says, Everton do not have overpaid players. The pressing out is the external issues at the top. The team was on a decline year on year. Amorim is not Premier experience. Give him time. Give him a summer and back him.
What does players have to be and overpaid have to that's not in regards to it. The external pressures at the top. Cool, the team was on the decline. Nobody at the start of the season said we should finish behind Everton Football Club. Now they've become a thing because this is what's wrong. Nobody said that. There's no one watching this now because every people from worldwide that said at the start of the season, said when Ten Hag was sacked and Amorim was coming in, that we will be behind Everton at any point in the season. Why is this such a crazy statement to make? To me, it's not. They don't, because if we had their squad, you know what the chat would be saying? Players are not good enough. Where are the goals coming from? We just went through their team. Their best attackers out in Endai. Decore, arguably their best midfielder, is also out. What are we talking? Who would we take? We just went through the team. Who are we taking? Maybe Brampthwaite from that starting 11. Maybe you could argue a Decore that we take. Endai, maybe that's it. 3. Like, what are we talking? Like, there's still the same complaints. We'd still say, "Oh, the squad is," because we don't rate Everton's squad, but all of a sudden now it's all right. It's okay. So when's it gonna? When does it stop? Who goes past us? The Wolves go past us, and then we say, well, our squad's terrible. Like, you can't just keep going, falling down the table and defeat after defeat. No, hold the man. And I'm not hammering him out. Hold the manager accountable, which is what I am doing. Because if I didn't rate him, I wouldn't have this Vim. I'd be like, you know what? He's terrible. Same way why I don't have Vim for players. Garnacho missed the sitter. We've seen Garnacho miss sitters. Plays football like he's playing rugby, always shooting over the bar. We know this. That's on the manager for continuing to play him. Because when they pan to him, I said, this is your fault. I even blame Garnacho.
So you can't expect more.
Whether you like it or not, yeah.
No, I expect more. No, I expect more from Amorim, not some of these players.
Yeah. What can he do? Yeah. What's he doing in this situation, though? Do you know what I mean?
Drop players. Do what Van Gaal did.
Who's going to be back for next game? Hold on a minute. Who's back for next game?
They're there too.
Who's back for next game? So Eriksen's back. Lenny Yoro should be back.
Play Cheeto.
Ugarte should be back.
Why not?
Who's back next game, guys?
Maybe Collier and
Cheeto's not ready for this, though. Did you say he played Cheeto?
So
he's stunted in growth as well.
So then, what is the solution? So we just continue to do the same thing that's not working. Because that's what we can do.
We just got to crawl to the summer. That's what we got to do. We just got to.
That's where I'm different. To me, you try and solve problems. Sitting in a problem is worse than trying at least attempt to solve it. He's not even attempting to solve it.
You know what?
That's where my issue lies.
You say he's not attempting to solve problems before. Spurs didn't come out and spank us today. That was not the case. We were close. We were in that game. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Again,
is that more damning? No.
That I'm making it is in regards to the players, the performance. Even though it wasn't the worst, I don't think the performance was the worst. It wasn't good, and we all seen the lineup and knew the performance wasn't going to be good. That's where my issue lies. We all know if we won that game, it'd be an average to above average performance. Maybe
you expect us to lose, yeah? But then you expect the manager to do some kind of miracles. I don't understand.
No, I expect him to try different. I expect him to experiment. I don't expect you to do what hasn't been working since you got here.
At least
we know what doesn't work. That's where my issue lies. Bruno is not good enough. We know this. Stop playing him.
So who goes in the team instead of Bruno today? Do you know what I mean?
Today you play Kone out there.
That kid's not ready to go out there. Why can't you watch him enough? Watch him enough. Do you know what I mean? He's not got the physicality. He's not.
Bruno don't have physicality.
Bruno's not got physicality. Bruno can run. We can say a lot about Bruno, but he can run.
He runs too much. If anything, I wish he had less work rate.
Yeah, he's got good stamina, but you don't have.
Kone is great on the ball, but we can't be putting like 3-4 under 18 players. Really, do you know what I mean? Under 19.
Yes, we can. Why can't?
Because you murder them, you stunt their growth. Do you know what I mean?
It's not stunting their growth. If they play today, don't stunt their growth. If Kone plays today and plays as bad as Bruno is one match, it does not stunt his growth. If he's that bad, you take him off after 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and say, "Hey, you know what? It's not for you."
What's that do to him? Do you know what I mean?
If you take him off,
you got to slowly bring him up. You can't throw a load of kids in the first team, especially in this environment.
Put a centre half in midfield. Put Mazraoui in there, and bring on. I can't believe I'm going to
can, man.
But bring someone else at the back and put Dalot Mazraoui in the middle.
You play youth players, man. Because Van Gaal, we would have been having the same conversation if Van Gaal didn't do what he did. And
Van Gaal was during that period. Van Gaal weren't playing good football. We weren't scoring. We weren't winning. Do you know what I mean?
I know, but the reason why I say that is because at least he was attempting to fix it. My issue is the lack of attempt. This manager didn't try anything different. He went with what's not working.
Garnacho playing the entire game. I can't wrap my head around that.
He didn't even make subs.
Like United is about the youth. It's about the youth until it's time to put Bruno on the bench.
I agree with that. Yeah, he has to sub early. Like, I'm okay. Listen, I'm not for starting players early on, especially the young players, but he needs to be bringing them on 70, 80 minutes. Do you know what I mean? You've got to be doing that. But you heard him in the post-press conference. He's saying that, you know what, we were in the game, we were pressing, we were pushing, and he didn't want to adjust because we were looking like we could potentially get a goal. You can't disagree with that. You can't say, oh, no, well, we were performing poorly, we weren't in the game. Toward the last 10, 15 minutes of game, it looked like we could go on and get something out of it.
We was in the game, and that's more so because Spurs are also mid, but we didn't manage to take advantage of that. And on the flip side, if a youth player starts and plays well, what does that do for his confidence? If we play,
then we start over another cycle where it's like Garnacho got put in for 5 minutes. Yeah, incredible. Then we don't need new signings then because we got this superstar in the youth again. It's incredible.
And if that happens, Ash, that's then on the ownership for making idiotic decision making. If we play youth players and they play well, and we're going to rely on them, that's on the ownership and on the manager, and that's complete foolishness. 100%. That's where I'm not at. But this whole thing of just losing games, I am not with.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
I am never going to agree with that.
If the player has a good performance and people say like he needs to play more, that is on the leadership of the board.
Yeah.
Like if he plays well, then good, great. Doesn't mean we don't need signings.
Yeah.
Everyone knows, and they should know that they shouldn't be swayed by 13 to 14 good games by some youth players that go, oh, we don't need signings. But we can't just continue.
Where were we when this manager started? Where were we when this manager started? Where were we?
13th.
And how many points were we away from, let's say, for example, I don't know.
I think it was like 8, 9 off top 4, something like that. 5 off top 6, something around that. It was single digits anyway.
Yeah.
And I look how far we are away. I'm just saying, try different things, man. Experiment. And it's not so much today. All my vim isn't just from today. It's from his reign in general. Because I've watched you do foolishness.
And 6 points, and now how many is away from top 4?
Yeah, but again, the context, and you know what I mean, you look at Ten Hag, how many games were we scamming? Do you know what I mean? How many games under Ten Hag were we scamming?
He wasn't. That's what I'm saying to you. It's been coming for a while. This, you know what I mean? Like,
and then we do a whole retool. Do you know what I mean? We have a whole system switch. You know, it's a tough thing to do. The only thing we could have really done was brought in a more defensive manager, someone who played a more counter-attacking and got results that way. And nobody wanted that at United. We didn't want that. That's the reason why we got rid of Ollie. That's the reason why Mourinho couldn't stick with us. Do you know what I mean?
Sorry, this I didn't know that.
There was no trades back to money. You know what I mean, bro? There was none.
I'm unsubscribed.
I didn't want the big 6 down, man. You know what I mean, bro? Look at me to get an L, man. You know what I mean, bro? I don't think we've got a W since I've been to these mob watch along, man. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. But shout out to Expressions, man. I see you shamelessly. You get me? What do you call it? Celebrating, man. I hear you, bro. But listen, you know what my thing is, yeah? Like they'll win, but Tobes was pissed off, you know, like he was like not happy, you know. You know what I mean? Like, bro, he was like, yo, we scammed the win. And it's mad, you know. It's actually mad. Let me get these super chats involved, man. Big up to everyone still locked in. Amorim is concussed. Amorim isn't beyond reproach. Our manager is in Marseille. Go and get him. Sue said, we won't win the title this season. That being said, imagine West Ham beating us and United lose to Everton. You'll drop to 16th. Love for the love. Brother, see how it's peak. Jason has said, so people want Amorim to play 4-2-3-1, play counter-attack football to get results. That shit hasn't worked for the last 10 years. Amorim is trying to get us away from that rubbish.
No. I want him to try different players in the system. How many times do I want him to try different players in the system that he has? Keep your
system. He's been playing different players though. Come on, no. He's played Cobby in the 9. He's played Xerxes all over the front three. Do you know what I mean? He's played Bruno across the front three. The midfield two's been completely different.
Clarify that.
The centre back, Delo's played left. Delo's played right. Mazraoui's played left. He's been trying everything.
No,
how can you say he's not been trying?
He hasn't, because Delo's played most of the games that he's been here. Bruno's played most of the games that he's been here.
Who else do we bring in? Harry Massey. Harry Massey is not it. You watch Harry Massey. He's not. You can't bring that kid through. Do you know what I mean? He's not good enough.
Why? But can he do any worse than Delo?
Yeah, he can.
How can he do worse than a 0?
Nah, it's not a 0. It's like a 2 or 3. But I'm telling you,
so we go from a 2 to a 1.
But they are negative numbers as well.
Why we keep looking at the glass half empty? Let's say he comes in and plays at a 5. Let's say he plays average.
I think our better performances have been with Collier and Toby. I think when
Collier played.
That's what we say. Has Toby come in? Yeah, he's come in. The manager's tried different players,
but he's not playing.
Yeah, but I think against who was it?
When Collier's played, do you think he's played well?
I think the last
game come in. He's played all right. Yeah, he's not done anything. All right.
I think he's been good.
And the manager's not continued to play him.
I think the game in the Europa League that Collier played, I thought he was very, very, very good. And he didn't play a minute since then.
When Collier has played, he's done okay. So why not
Okay, coming off the back of
him?
coming off the back of an injury, coming off the back of a decent.
Yeah.
He can't play every single game because look
Not
what's happened to
every game,
Ahmad.
but I'm saying more. He can play more. He's in the squad. Because if we get 2 or 3 injuries, he's going to run out there. So he's going to play 70, 80 minutes. The point that I'm making is drop players. Dalot's played too much. Bruno's played too much. Garnacho's played too much. So he hasn't tried enough different things. Drop players. Drop, man. Yeah. That's why I rated him so much for what he did in the City game. Because he dropped Garnacho and Rashford from the squad completely. We need more of that. We need more of that. Who were the players that who played ahead of him then? I think it was Mount who went in there. Mount's rubbish.
Yeah, it was Mount and
it was Mount Højlund and I believe Ahmad. And you know what I'm saying? Like, no, man, try different things.
Yeah.
I'm not saying the youth players are ready. I'm just saying we know these senior players are absolutely dreadful. That's why we're 15th.
Where's Toby Collier now? Injured.
I think he was
ill. I never know. You know what I mean? Yeah, injured.
By the way, we need footage of this last week of training because what's going on there?
Oh, I'm telling you. But they don't. They show footage when it's ready. Big up O'Malley says, aside from Ahmad, who has been Amorim improved, going 4 points ahead from 4th to 15th is not acceptable. Sometimes you have to be pragmatic and get points. Playing boot football or your football becomes second. Mandy says, if our front three could finish their chances, we would have won more games. But still, people blame Bruno, delusional and no patient flip-flops. It's a bit harsh when Bruno's been poor and has been poor for a hot minute and he just get out.
And we literally called Højlund the worst striker in the league.
Yeah.
Bro, it's just
worse from free. Do you know what I mean? We're like what the bottom, a relegation from free.
Let's do a bit of positivity, man. You know what I mean? Because it's
how can you do
that? Can we talk about Dorgu's performance today? Dorgu?
I like him.
Very good, man.
At least so far, I like what I saw.
Bro, they didn't want to pass him, but he didn't stop him.
Because his passes in field on that left foot. You see some of them passes, the one where Xerxes could have fed through Højlund. Yeah. You know what I mean, and Højlund gets stopped by who was it, Danso. Yeah. Some beautiful passes there into the middle, like really understanding the game and the overlaps as well. Where Garnacho's not working the ball,
strong and quick as well. You can see that he's flying as well. Like physicality is important as well.
Yeah.
But going back to Garnacho, I know you said positivity, right?
Bro, it lasted. How long did that last, bro? You know what I mean, bro?
But
you know the positive about Garnacho, though, Adam. You know what? The positivity about Garnacho, at least he got himself into the positions. Do you know what I mean? Where you don't see that from Ireland. You don't see that from he can't finish. Do you know what I mean? He does nothing when he's there, but at least he understands where to be. Like, if you could give Højlund that understanding a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what?
Going back
to darts, darts. I could be in the same position as someone, me and Luke Little are standing in the same position. You know what I mean? But Luke Littler is going to hit a 180. I will not hit probably 90, probably 50. So it don't really matter if man's in this position. He can't do shit.
Yeah.
But Højlund stood over by the beards. Do you know what I mean? He stood over by the bar. That's the problem. You know what I mean? We need someone who's at the hockey, knows what they're doing. At least he's there.
You know
he's not good enough, I know. But I'm just
going back to Garnacho.
We're talking positivity.
Yeah, going back to Garnacho and Dogu. The thing is, it's either Garnacho refuses to pass the ball to Dogu on the overlap, or he doesn't see him. And I don't know which is worse. If he doesn't see him, what are we doing? And if he refuses, then that's a problem.
Bro, fact. I ain't hitting the board. You know what I mean? I'm doing a Garnacho and this, you know what I mean? It's out of bounds. What do they call that on darts? As they say, no throw or something. What's that?
I don't know.
You know what I mean, bro? Listen, real talk, man. Football is like chess at day, Kim. Getting up at players is like getting upset at a rook for losing the match. Amorim is like Erik ten Hag. He's making players look bad.
Yeah, that's not a good analogy because I played chess. Like this doesn't really apply. I'm sorry.
It don't make sense. We tried it.
I played chess, and like you can get at the players. Like you can coach a team very well, and the players are not good enough. A rook is a rook.
you know, Cams here. Shout out to Cams. He said that Amorim hasn't really improved anyone in the team. Is that a fair statement? You know what I mean? Like in terms of the team, any players. It's Ahmad an improvement.
Ahmad. Yeah, because he gave him a shot.
I don't think he improved Ahmad, to be fair. Ahmad was always good, He just
Yeah.
never.
Yeah, I think Ahmad was
But he
always
gave
good.
him-
You know?
Okay, but he gave him his shot, so we have to
Yeah.
give him credit for that.
Yeah.
No,
Because if
that
he
I
didn't-
agree. I
if he
agree.
didn't
Like, he
play
recognised
Ahmad-
the talent. Like he
Yeah.
recognised the talent.
Yeah, he
That's
recognized
fair,
because
that's
if he didn't play Ahmad, we'd be sat here saying, "Why are you not playing Ahmad?"
Yeah,
Same way
100%.
we talk about him with Xerxes. Like, why is Xerxes not getting more of an opportunity?
Mm.
So
Yeah.
I have to give him, even though he's not improved him because Ahmad's a talented player.
No, but real
He-
talk though, it's a fair comment that Cam's made. Like, yo, like no one's really improving.
It's
You know,
Martinez improved compared to before and to last season, to be honest.
Yeah, a little
You
bit
know what I
slightly.
mean?
Because
Really?
He did get better before his
Because this
injury. He
set-piece
picked up a little
guy-
bit of form.
Carlos Fernandez keeps going down to the touchline, but hold on a minute. We conceded another kind of set piece-ish goal today. You know what I mean? That was meant to be holding your line and whatnot. And I know that's down to personnel, but like, bro, like you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, bro. I just think for me, it's one of them where there's a lot of players have regressed under this manager. And I'm not saying he's the problem. I'm not saying but there is a fair kind of comment to make. Like, the manager's not really improving.
But
The
I think you have a set of players that is not easy to coach because they are passed away in their development where they have become uncoachable. You know when?
Oh yeah, maybe Ugarte. You know, if that's
Yeah.
maybe a one. Yeah,
Yeah.
Ugarte probably
Again, the
better.
guy is the same. I put him in the Ahmad bracket where it's you just played him. You know there was
Yeah.
like what his ability
Yeah.
and what he gives you. But
Because
you
you know
don't give him opportunity.
Yeah.
Like you played him, so it's like, all right, we actually hey, you know what? Agate isn't absolutely
It's like,
dreadful.
it's
Yeah,
like
he
with
would've
kids, it's like with kids when they are very young age, like before a certain age, they can learn almost any language in the world with very, very, very quickly and easily because it's before a certain stage in the brain's development. And after that point, it becomes very hard. I think we have the players who are at a stage of their career where they are uncoachable.
You can't
yeah.
teach an old dog new tricks. It's the old saying, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? You can't-
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's gone.
Fact.
It's gone.
Big up to Amorim is on course to be our worst manager coach. Nosso comes in, it's on Ineos. Amorim has been how many players now? He can't drop the entire team and rely on 17-year-olds, 19, 22, 23. Age of our front three today. No experienced players to learn from within the team.
There's
That's the only
experience in that
thing.
one.
Experience
That's a
and
myth, though.
quality as well.
Yeah, like there's experience in like Garnacho's experienced. He's played over 100 matches for Man
you know what
United
he is?
Football Club.
That's a good point,
He
actually.
might
He
be
is.
21, but he's over
Nah,
100
you
games.
can't really put age with Garnacho, you know, man. Them.
Yeah,
No,
That's
no,
not
but
about
people-
age, it's about
the reason
ability.
why I say that, Saeed, is because people like put the two together. You can be 22 years old and be super experienced. You can be
Xerxes
25,
23.
26 and not experienced. Like
Exactly.
Hoyland's played enough. You've played at the top flight now. This is your second season here. You've been in Serie A. Same with Garnacho. He was the
Brother,
one
what did he say? What did Hoyland say, man? It suits my game. Get out of
Yeah,
here,
but
man.
that guy Holland, man, his attitude as
Like,
well.
the
We don't
guy-
speak
the
about
guy-
it. But
The guy had the audacity to say, "Yeah, man, this suits my game."
he
What
scored a
game,
goal.
man?
He scored a goal in the back three the first time, and he believes
He
that.
scored against Bodo Glimt, bro. Was it Bodo Glimt he scored against?
Yeah, it
It's
was
like-
someone like that.
it's my
Victoria
game.
P. Someone like that. It was someone like that.
Allow this, man.
Yeah, it's about
I don't
quality
think-
and mentality at the end of the day.
Yeah, respectfully, big up to Nosso, man. I don't think it's about age. I think it's you're either good or not.
Quality.
It's age and mentality because 18-year-old Wayne Rooney was a man and he was good enough. Like you wouldn't say they wouldn't consider like an 18-year-old Rooney as a child. Like he was playing like a man in a top level. The same with Cristiano Ronaldo. The same with Yamal in Barcelona.
Yeah.
Quality.
Well, just before we kind of wrap up on that, like is it a case now of like people just kind of like because the thing is now, you got a week until the Everton game now, Where do people like because a lot of people will be talking restless, like you know what I mean? Now, for real talk, innit? Like for me, brother, like you know what I mean? I got a little situation on Tuesday. I'm enjoying my week. I told you, man. Like today happened. But I will not let my United deter me from what I am going to do this week. Do you not hear that? Yeah. Yeah. Today I went to the art exhibition. I did a lot of things today. Yeah.
Look
Brother,
at you.
I'm being serious.
Out, man.
Do not let my United affect
Art
your.
exhibition.
You can have discussions on it, and we can still make content. But I'm telling you now, like there's a lot of people who are getting restless here, and you lot, it's gonna be. We're gonna find out who really breaks now. Until the end of the season,
Bro.
Are you gonna break?
Nah, you know what?
Are you gonna break? No, real. Now, Adam, we're saying this now, but I told you already.
A lot of the chat avoid. A lot of people in the chat I'm not even going,
They're
I'm
broken.
broken.
They're
I'm not
broken.
broken.
Yeah,
I'm
broke.
just
Are you
criticizing. I'm
breaking?
accountable. So that's why I hear what Ash is saying, and Ash, we gonna need you to be. Don't see
In
the energy
between
you're
us, though,
on.
both
Say that.
between the both our stances, there's somewhat
Yeah.
there's the correct way. Do you know what I mean? Probably
Yes, I'm
that's
saying stay where you're at because we gonna need to lead on you, Ayo, because it's going to. If he carries on like this, it's gonna be bad. It's
I
gonna
back
be
this
bad.
guy, man. I
You know
like
what,
this guy.
I'm
Do you know what I
on
mean?
that, though.
my head gets hot as well, but it's mostly because of the same issues. It doesn't matter like the manager or this or that. Like there are some players I'm fed up of seeing us. And usually I'm fed up with the fans. Like when my head is hot, it's because of the fans are chatting shit. Because it's just like, well, what are we doing here? But you know what? Like Formula One season's coming. There are other
Yeah, I
things.
agree.
Like, bro, well, United.
I told you I'm watching basketball. But Flores, I didn't tell you, man. I'm
Go
gonna
on.
be watching basketball. Yeah,
Let's go, man. NBA
I've got
settings, man.
basketball
I'm with you.
watch-alongs coming,
Yes.
guys. Yeah, you know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
who's your team, Saeed? Have you got a team yet?
Hey,
Your
I need to
team,
pick a team. I just need to sort it
It's
out.
tough. I just
It's
pick. Hey,
between the New
Saeed,
York
don't pick a
Knicks.
team because you're setting
between the
yourself up.
Knicks.
Have players, man. Just have favorite players and watch.
Yeah.
Watch them.
Between
Don't
the
have a
Knicks and
team.
the Celtics, one of them
Don't
two.
have a.
Knicks
don't
or
have a
Nah,
Celtics.
team.
won the Celtics, man.
Hey, Saeed, do not pick a team because you're setting yourself up for failure. Pick
Yeah,
I have
favorite
to
players,
pick
man.
someone,
I'm
bro.
a Heat fan. It's
Because you know
painful.
what the problem is, United, Saeed. You know what the problem is? You support United. So you need to be able to support players and not have any allegiance to a club.
Yeah,
so you
you're
are
right,
free,
you're
man.
That's what I do because I don't have no allegiance. You know what I'm saying? There's no Manchester team there in the
That's
NBA.
my style, man. My style
Alright,
is to.
cool. Well, if you're starting doing NBA watch-alongs, I'll shout you. I'll chat to you, man. Yeah,
Yeah, man.
Just
Shout,
NBA
I want to
fun.
learn it, bro. You know what I mean? I
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
see the free
NBA
throw.
NBA is
I
fun
want to
to
see,
watch.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I want to
yeah,
see
yeah.
people hitting the net and not missing. You know, now real talk, man. I need to see people hitting threes and not. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, I might need to see some action, bro, because I didn't see it from my team, so I need to go see it from a different team. You know what I was there? So the Knicks, yeah, I think they play next Sunday, but I think it's at the same time. I think it's next Sunday they play. We might do it next Sunday.
Saeed, if you're picking the Knicks, you're setting yourself up for pain, mate.
No,
That
man, that's what I'm
organization's
saying, man.
not won anything for the last 20. They're
telling
okay.
you,
They're
I'm
going through a
picking the
nice spell. You can't.
I think it's
win.
next Sunday. I think they're playing. Who they're playing? I think it's
That's just pain.
They're playing the Celtics.
6
PM.
6 p.m. next Sunday. Yeah,
I might watch that. You know.
but it's the same time as the Arsenal game, man.
Oh yeah.
Arsenal game.
Wait, it's City. Is it City Liverpool?
Yeah,
City,
City Liverpool. Yeah.
I might do it after because City Liverpool's like 4:30.
Yeah, well, okay, cool. Yeah, say no more. After the game, we'll do that. How long are they watch along? How long are the games?
Long, fam. Yeah, the games are long, like 2.5 hours, 3 hours.
Say no
Long.
more. Say no more. We'll do it. Say no more.
Right. I'll chat to you. We'll both plan something.
Yeah, there you go. Guys, it's late. It's 1 a.m. nearly, man. Let's get out of here, man.
Hello.
What are we doing here, seriously? United don't care about us, man. But we're sat here talking about United.
Nah, Saeed, you know what it is? It's because we care about each other. That's why we're here.
Yeah,
You
it's
know
a
what?
good community. It's a good community.
You know what? We just have therapy. Therapy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure with the boys. It's nice.
Therapy, man. You know what it is, man? Therapy, guys, man. You know what one's there. Like, we just talk with each other, man. You know what I'm saying? Just talk about life, innit? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Our heads get hot, but it's fine.
Yeah, bro. Now, really,
It's
real
all
talk,
because we
them
all
man
know the
don't
best.
care about us, you know.
But we care about each other, man. We can't turn on each other.
Nah, fuck that. Come on now. Of course.
Yeah, exactly.
Ranners, man. It's sad, man. It's sad, man. But like I said to you, man, it is what it is, man. You get me? You just got to, like, he says, ride the storm. Like, you know, when he says ride the storm, what would you say it is right now?
It's
Like,
a fucking
it's a-
tsunami.
it's worse than a fucking
It's
tsunami,
a
man.
tsunami, yo.
Tsunami, man. What the
It's
fuck?
Tsunami.
Typhoon.
Apocalypse.
Yeah,
Apocalypse is a bit much. Nah,
Real talk. It's apocalypse.
purge. It's
Hey?
the purge, man. It's the purge where there's just no rules. And
That's
everyone
the
just running around
purge.
and it's the purge.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's the purge.
Yeah,
Everyone
I
just
like
running
the
around.
games, like survival of the fittest or something. It's basically evolution going on here.
What that ties
we've
back
already
into-
got rid of Rashford, Anthony. You know what I mean? The purge, it's happening.
But that ties
yeah.
into what you said when you say survival of the fittest. That Saeed said we're gonna see who's break. Because I've seen people, United fans are cracking up.
They cracking up, man.
Absolutely. Imagine being on screen
cracking
having
up.
to do this.
They
and talk.
cracking up.
Bro, I sleep like a baby. I won't lie.
United fans
I
are
took a
cracking up.
beautiful nap after that game. It was, hey, beautiful.
No, real talk. For me, it's just what I see, what I get, and then base it off that, and then that's it. Checked out, man. Check out. Listen, people, big up to everyone locked in. Please like the video on your way out, man. We got still 2.7K in the building, man. We would love to if you guys could get us to that other mark, to 1.5K, possibly 2, but we'll try to be nice. Ash, man, big up, man. We'll see each other again next week, man.
Yeah. Thanks for having us as always, and Flawless and Adam as well in the chat, getting involved. Make sure you hit them like button, the like button there. It's free, cost you nothing. Do you know what I mean? Just hit that there as you're leaving. Follow me, Ash Meppers, YouTube, X, the rest of it, TikTok and that. And yeah, I'm behind Amorim. He's going to make mistakes. I'm okay with him making mistakes. You know what? I feel like a young manager, he's going to learn. He's going to get there, and we'll get there. I got faith in this guy. This guy, as bad as it's been, it's not been as bad as it's been under Ten Hag. Do you know what I mean? I'm enjoying parts of the football. I'm seeing things. Do you know what I mean? I'm seeing things. I'm witnessing things where I'm getting excited about, like the Dorgu Garnacho. You put a better player there with Garnacho instead of Garnacho with Dorgu. You got something on the left side. We start to press. I'm excited, and I back this guy, and we'll see going forward. But pleasure as always, and thanks for having us.
Yeah, real talk, man. Adam, man, big up to you, bro. Love,
my bro. Love. Yeah, I agree 100%. It's a pleasure as always, man. And thanks for having me. And I agree with Ash as well, man. We need hope, and let's keep hope. To be honest, like it's needed. Like the club needs it, and we'll see.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Flawless. We're gonna be redirecting to you. Bayesian Reds, is it that one? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with Bayesian Reds TV United Liverpool show. So yeah, wish me luck for you lot. Yeah, you cracking up and all that. You have to deal with Liverpool fans fucking 7 points.
That's a terrible way to finish your evening. What's going on?
Terrible. And people say, oh, they're cracking up. It's like, here we are. Make sure you subscribe to Bayesian Reds. But Saeed, love for having me as always. Much appreciated. Big up to Ash, Adam. Always good chopping up with you lot. Run up the likes here. Hit the subscribe button as well. And then obviously when Saeed's been kind enough to redirect it, the like button, get your questions in, anything. I didn't have the chat open to United related, Liverpool related as well. And Saeed mentioned NBA. Get over to the Sarcasm City TV playback. I'm going to be doing more NBA content. I said, F this. I'm saying the NBA is going to be back after the All-Star game, man. I might just go full-time NBA. I'm tired. But yeah.
Even Formula 1, man. I'm not even involved in Formula 1, but I might
Formula 1, boxing, UFC. It's all sports. Darts, golf, bowling. You know what I'm saying? Everything.
You know what? I got Formula 1 and chess. Those are two things I follow. Because it's easy. I don't support no one. And I can play chess. I can
big up. Love to you lot. Yeah.
Love, man.
Love, man. Love. Yeah. No, real talk. I don't even, like I said, I don't know about these sports, but we go learn. We go learn.
Formula 1. Just watch the Netflix TV show to give you a bit of a clue.
Yeah. Watch that Drive to Survive. I think is it on? Yeah, really good. Okay. It's a behind the scenes good that side. That'll get you right into it.
Yeah. Well, listen, people, man. I'll be back tomorrow midday live. Make sure you're tuning in to then midday. Like I said, we're getting cooked, but it is what it is. Then we've got the Straight Jacket podcast, and then it's a Big Six. Also got Troops as well. His video is going to cook me as well after what I did to him on Friday. But yeah, man, guys, stick together, believe, and we're out.